Blake's Buzz Live. Buzz, 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 buzz. It's Blake's Buzz Live. Buzz, 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 buzz. It's Blake's Buzz Live. More, hate less, read comics. It's Blake's Buzz Live.
Buzz, buzz, babies.
Buzz, buzz, babies! It's Wednesday. It's Wednesday Night Live with your special host Blake Morgan, featuring Travis Gibb and Don Wynn. What's happening, fellas? Don just popped in last second, like, "Hey, can I come in?" I was like, "Yes, duh." What's up?
We get one more surprise coming too.
I hope so. I just hope it's not. I hope it's not a poopy surprise. Like I've never seen shit like that. Like last week, Travis, I popped in. I don't know if anyone knew this, but like Travis was just doing this like cool live stream last week, and I popped in the Creator Hangout. Yeah, I popped in late, and I was like, "Hey, what's up, everybody?" Like he invited me. I was excited. Like I was like, "Cool, let's talk." And everybody was talking about all this shit that just happened. And I was like, "What?" And then so at the end of the night, Travis was like, "Hey, like go back and look at it before we have to remove it." And these fucking like people popped in and like just like loaded up porn on the live stream, and it was well, I mean any porn's bad porn when you're on YouTube, like you're gonna get in trouble for it. But there was some pooping, and it was like, come on, man. It was like, two girls, one cup had their time, right? There's, they've ventured off into the internet.
We've all accidentally saw it. Like we don't need to see it on purpose.
It's funny. When I was in grad school, I had this buddy. His name was Buddy Blackman. He's a great writer, and we used to talk about like writing stuff together. And he had this really great idea for a mockumentary where we go across the country and try and find the two girls from Two Girls, One Cup, right? And it's like a movie mockumentary. And it was like such a great idea. And it never happened. But it was a good idea. But that's not what we're here to talk about. Let's go. What's up, George? We're here to go. We're traveling across America trying to find two women who chase some dreams in some weird ways. Tim, what's up, baby? Good to see you. Anyways, yes, I'm really excited about tonight. I'm really stoked. I love Travis. Travis is I love his comics. I love his vibe. I love Orange Cone Productions. I'm very excited for more Granite State Punk. Like fuck, like I don't think we really knew we were gonna get that, right? Like it was like boom, like that happened. I pulled it up. It was like what 90.
Yeah. It wasn't supposed to happen. It was supposed to be a one shot. There was supposed to be one and
then scouted you. You got scouted.
Yeah. I mean,
scouted.
Full transparency in case someone wants to call me on it. I did know that Scout was sniffing for it. Like it wasn't a signed deal at the time. That's why there was no retail tiers or stuff like that. Yeah. But I didn't know it was going to hit as big as it hit. I didn't know that.
Yeah, you had a good campaign.
Yeah, it was great
and well deserved. This is a greght fucking book.
And this campaign's doing great too.
Yeah,
we're heading towards the 300 mark. We're doing great. I'm getting a little nervous because I do honestly want to get that tattoo.
Yeah. I think that's dope. And so yeah, you're at $7,048, 241 backers, 66 hours to go. I remember when the last one happened. I upped my pledge right at the end and snagged. I didn't have the first Cthulhu Invades trade physical,
right? And
so like I got because Jerome was out there like oh come on, like let's get him to 10K, and like we were all trying, and oh man, you came so close. It was like a legit, like it was great that final number still, like over 9K. Yeah. But it was like dude, so many of us were like pushing to get you to 10K, and it was like, way to go, Kickstarter backers, way to just break everybody's dreams and let everything crumble into dust and hellfire. Like,
well, also thanks for
fucking break. Yeah, but hey, we love you. Though.
But where were you, other $100 of people, right? Like, where were you?
Yeah, like come on, man. But no,
I should be complaining. Like some people, and I know when I started on this, I wish I could get $20. If I could get 2K, I'm gonna be golden. Like so I don't want to sound not humble, about everything.
Well, I mean, there's being humble, but there's also, I mean, that's the name of the game, though. Like you guys are out here hustling. That's
Right.
part of it. Like and and you gotta amp up the hustle, and you are right now amp. I mean, you've got one of them ended, right? But do you still have 3 campaigns going, or is it 2
Yes,
now?
yes, I have Concrete Arcanum is live.
Yep.
I have Granite State Punk, obviously.
Breaking Edge, yeah.
And Orange Cone, the company we're talking about today, is the production manager of the Advocator. We are for the Advocator, but that's a long gone. The Collective, which is
the Collective, yes.
So where all of those are in our wheelhouse.
That's exciting. You got Orange Cone is okay. This is what I like about Orange Cone, and I've been like thinking of. I always shoot my shots. Like let's just shoot it early, and then we'll go downhill from here. I had like one really good question for you. Like so, so like Orange Cone production. Like you look at Orange Cone, right, and you think like under construction, right? You think like something needs work, but that's not what Orange Cone is. It's not under construction. Like it's thriving and vibing and putting out comics, baby. Like you're out there doing the thing. And so like what? One sec. How do you guys manage this many kids? This is what we're getting to, George. You just hang out a second. We're gonna figure out their madness.
Don's the pro. Don manages just as many as me.
Don's busy all the time too. Don does like a lot of Kickstarters and then does cons everywhere and does like 8 panels at every con. Like
yeah, I feel bad. He'll always message me, "Hey, I'm making the list for blah blah blah. Or you're gonna be there, right?" No, Don. Do you go to cons? Like I do go to cons, Don. I like to stay in Florida.
Yeah, he did that to me too. He was like, hey, can you get to San Diego in a couple weeks? I could probably get you a press pass. I was like, no, but fuck, that's amazing. Like where am I gonna stay? I don't know. I'll just bring like packs of ramen, like and just like rotate couches for 3 nights. I don't know.
Should I drop the hot tip? Is everybody gonna jump in on it if I say it?
What's hot tip?
Maybe we'll go off channel. I'll tell you the cheap stay that I've learned about.
Oh,
I don't personally do it, but I got friends that do it. So we'll talk about it afterwards. I don't want to ruin anybody's secrets.
That would be like, man, my Airbnb canceled me last minute. Somebody got couch.
No, that happens, man. That's legit. That's not even a joke. I've seen people get their Airbnbs canceled last minute, and they're like, "What do we do?" And I'm like, "I guess you're just gonna sleep in that Hall H line."
You could just wait there. Everybody else sleeps there. Shit, you got to, right? You got
to. Camps out there. Just bring a sleeping bag, some lawn chairs, and you'll be all right.
Shit, you can buy air mattresses with battery pumps on Amazon. Like you could like sleep in Hall H in style if you really wanted to play the game.
Yeah.
People do it too. That's legit. They got their hibachis out there, grilling up meats.
Just a pile of coals and like a cast iron. You're like you're like in Lord of the Rings, like fucking like you got your fucking skillet and your spices in your backpack and shit. Just like leave me alone, man. I'm cooking dinner.
You just gotta Samwise it up.
But so anyway, like there's this mentality of like orange cone and construction and under construction, but that's not what orange cone is. Like obviously, because you're flourishing. So like what is orange cone? Like where did this come from? Like what does it mean?
See, you're thinking of the bare basics of an orange cone. You also see orange cones at every concert you've ever been to let you know. Every time there's something amazing happening, you see an orange cone because it basically tells you to stop and take notice. And that's what we're all about is, hey, caution. And like you said, we're gonna build something. Whether or not it's good is stuff, or maybe it could be hazard, it could be a pothole. Like we don't know, but we're gonna put some shit out, and hopefully there are amazing things that will no longer need orange cones in the future. But if they're not, just pay attention, slow down, take a quick look, real quick.
I like the sound of it. You need a Twitter. You need an Orange Cone.
I do. Media. I need a Twitter. I need a Instagram. I need all those things.
Because then you can like talk to yourself and promote your own tweets and like and double like everything and fool the algorithm. That's one thing I've learned is I use my main Twitter and my alt account to like retweet and like stuff. And if you get that double like and retweet like instantaneously, like shit you not, fellas, like it bumps it up a notch. Like it's so silly. Like Twitter has figured out how to like can your tweets if you post a link or if you say click, if you say like click or go or something like there's these like hot words, right? That it like flags, but like it doesn't know that some fucking idiot in Kansas City who talks about comics made a fucking alt Twitter account and likes his own fucking tweets. Like it can't figure that out yet. So until that happens, like, that's something. It's something, but yeah, it is like, cause every time, I'll never learn. Cause every time I tweet about something you're promoting, I always search for like Orange Cone and I'm like, oh yeah, it's not there. Right. Like your Substack is called Orange Cone, so you've got a Substack.
I'm working. Yeah, I should do more of that. Especially now that we're doing more stuff.
Yeah.
We've got Heather's book. We've got Holiday Spirits, which is Jerome's book. He put created by me, but that's just because I gave him the idea of the Holiday Spirit stuff, not because I create. It's his anthology. Like, don't let him fool you.
Yeah, and that's another deal, a big deal that you guys do is anthology work. You're known. Well, you're known for a lot of things, but I mean, like Cthulhu, your Cthulhu Invades series, which keeps like getting bigger and bigger, and you keep bringing more and more people into it. And I just cannot believe. I don't even know what that would be like to like exciting. Like, I feel like it would be exciting to like curate something like that, but also like wildly stressful and to like keep people on deadlines and keep reminding people like, hey, you haven't sent me pages in a while. Like, you got to stay on top of like all these moving pieces, which you do, and you do well. And I think it's really dope that your wife works with you as like an editor too, and also creates her own shorts and pieces in these anthologies as well. And so you have help, but there's still like so many moving parts and so many things that you have to keep together. And the payoff though, like they're so good. Like, oh my God, they're so fucking good.
Yeah. But, I'm bad at it. Ask Dawn how many times he messages me and I ignore. There is clinks in the armor. In fact, I really need an assistant. We don't have the money for the assistant, nor do I think.
Fuck, I was about to like try and get hired right now.
But I really, it'd be really, really nice if someone could just go, hey, Dawn messaged you, right? And I'd be like, oh yeah, because it's basic questions. Yeah, go ahead, put the spirits on page 4. Yes, Black Swan, like Swan Prince or whatever that play is.
Swan Lake, yeah.
Swan Lake, that's the one, yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. Those are the answers to his questions. See, was it hard? Would that have taken me more than a second? No. F it. I've got 1,000 things posting and 1,000 people tagging me and
I'm not curating anthologies, and like this month for like because like this is like the fucking month of months of Kickstarter right now,
right?
And like I've seen a couple people and my DMs are crazy, man. Like my fucking DMs get blown up, and I have a day like I don't know if people know this, but like I am Blake. Like Blake's buzz is literally Blake and his buzz. Buzz isn't real. The buzz is like me like chilling, but like I don't have an assistant. I don't have people to help me write. I don't have co-hosts. Like it's me. And like there's been a couple times where people like DM me and I see it at work, right? And I'll like see the DM and I'm like, yeah, we got to reply to this guy. And and this is like I'm doing my day job shit too, right? And then an hour later they'll be like, how do you write to podcast people and ask to be on their show? And I'm like, fuck, I'm sorry. And I'm like, God, no, I have to reply to you. But it gets intense, man. And it's just like the DMs get flooded, the emails get flooded. If people don't follow you, those DMs go to a different folder. I think a lot of people don't realize that like if you don't follow each other and you DM someone on Twitter, it goes into like a weird hidden fucking cornhole of the fucking social sphere, right?
Right.
It's like
Yeah, I guess
you gotta like. You gotta like you have to like go into your DMs and then you have to like click the link warning and it's like, do you really want to look at this DM right now? And you're like, I guess I should. And it's like, you know, like so it like hides shit from you. And so yeah, a lot of people don't realize that, and it gets really intense. And I can't even imagine if I had an outlet for like creators, right, that were like pitching to me or like wanted to be part of this thing I'm making, and so like that's like, you know, times 3 of what I do.
So well, like, they take it personal too. You know, I lose.
Oh yeah, they do.
The worst thing about anthologies is it ruins my reputation sometimes, right? Because they're like, oh, Travis doesn't like me because no, it just didn't fit. Or like I needed a certain caliber of characters and you're just not there yet. Like, I'm not trying to be a dick. You're just not where I need you to be in this book. But I have other books, and like now that I know that you really want to, I'll get you in something. It just may not be this thing right now.
First of all, Sean, you don't even back Kickstarters. No, I'm just kidding. No, he's backed one Kickstarter. He backed John's Drumsticks of Doom. That was like his first Kickstarter because he liked the idea. But we talk in a Discord. I don't have to answer your DMs, and you don't even DM me.
But how can I get Sean to back Granite State Punk? That's
I actually feel like he would like Granite State
and he
Punk
would get a free pick because he backed both.
Yeah. You could.
Oh, there you go.
You get it all together. It's got all.
Hey, Sean.
People waiting, by the way, below.
Oh, he just popped in. Oh, is that Chuck? Motherfucker. What's up, baby?
I know. Chuck was not even the people who I was talking about. Was there more people below?
There's no one else below. It's just us.
Okay, because Danny wanted the link. Jerome wanted the link.
Here's the funny thing. I wasn't even planning on coming on. I saw you guys on, and I was like, you know what?
Hate me. You're like, fuck.
No. I'm a busy motherfucker. But I saw you guys on, and I was like, I gotta support Orange Cone. You guys have been so amazing to me. Gotta come on and pop on, say hi, and give lots of love. So, you know, celebrate all the shit that they're doing. So instead of telling you guys, I know that both of you would have given me the link, but I was like, Don, send me that fucking link. I want to surprise them both.
Don surprised me because I was like, I was just like, well, I've been drinking for the last couple hours, and so I was just like ranting on, which I think is a good idea. Like going forward, is I should start pre-gaming and just ranting on Twitter and just like rocking out to metal. Here's Danny.
Oh,
shit! I added him and it vanished. Oh my god!
Did you just reject him?
No, I clicked him. He like popped into this. Fuck, man, technology is too intense, man. I don't want to do this shit.
Hi to Timothy over there, George and Sean.
So this is gonna be like last week when Tim accidentally got blocked somehow.
Where is Tim? Oh, not Tim. Where is? Oh, there's Danny. Hey,
Danny, what's up?
I'm a real boy.
Danny, Danny's first time on the show. Danny, you're the collective, right? That's that Danny, right?
Yes, that is me.
We need to
you make him sound like a part of the fucking board.
I missed the second issue of the collective, and we need to talk about that so that I can. This is why I do these things, folks. Is I'm like an elephant, except elephants work for peanuts, and I work for fucking PDFs, right? I sniff and snort all that shit. Wait, what? What are we talking about? No, I'm just kidding. But yes, Danny is happy to have you on, man. Travis. Travis blocked me. Tim, you got to keep the poop porn off the channels, baby. Tim,
here's the secret to Tim.
If Tim wants a link, he can come. I don't know if he's. I don't know if he's
done anything with Orange Cone. He can.
Never mind.
I love Tim, but he's not official.
He's not allowed.
Oh,
can't say
all right. You take your water wars and take them elsewhere, sir. I'm drinking vodka.
However, I'm not sure
if your water.
I'm not sure if I see your name on the back of Granite State Punk, so this could be changed. Hold on.
What's up, Don? What's up, Chuck?
What's going on, Danny?
What up?
So, Blake, can I go through what everybody's done since I've been here? Since I'm part of everything on some level.
You take the reins, baby.
Just for a minute, yeah. So, John has, and I'm going to surprise him here in a minute, has done Holiday Spirits 1 and 2, where he wrote with me, which is great. He's done Cthulhu Invades Oz, Cthulhu Invades Wonderland. So that's 4. He also is going to be an official cover for Voodoo Nations 4. I haven't told him that yet until right now.
What? Yes.
I really liked his cover, and I'm going to use it. I don't care if you people voted against it.
Did that time out? Was that when you did your cover contest?
Yeah. He didn't win.
Nice.
But I'm still going to use it. We're going to use it for issue 4.
I never win contests.
I didn't know that there was a vote, but I'd vote against him if you wanted.
So I think that's it, right? That's the 5?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. We also worked together on the steak thing, but that was a separate.
Yeah,
that wasn't Orange Cone. That was Travis helping my boy David out.
Yeah.
And Don, I still have those covers set aside for you, but man, I've been so busy. I'm so sorry, but I have them. They exist.
Okay. Just let me know how much I owe you, man.
Yeah, and I got to get the address again and ship them out to you.
Okay.
Hey, Danny, what's it like running a shop that like? All right.
Cut off on you, dude.
Bro, when she's got a favorite color,
I'll just go fuck myself. It's fine. I'm sorry.
Let's go with Danny. Let's go Danny next. Danny has gut store exclusives from Voodoo Nations. He got store exclusive from Expired, Voodoo Nations 1, 2, and 3, all of them. Got Cthulhu in the store. Got Kisses on the air.
Wow, yeah.
Wow.
I couldn't pay for Kisses on the air.
That's so much better than what happened last time on the air.
We also did Holiday Spirits exclusive.
Holiday Spirits exclusive. Yep. Puck Van Winkle exclusive.
Yep. And then I feel like there's one more.
Well, you're doing a Graded State Punk, and
talking
about coins. I actually have some news for you for Coins of Judas. If you do a Coins of Judas exclusive, you want it for that Orlando show, they'll do it.
Was it
also if you guys want to promote anything about Coins of Judas, we are doing another live stream tomorrow night with Band of Bards.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
If anybody want, if you're
what time
bored,
is that also at 10?
Same time, yeah. If you guys are bored, and if you guys are bored, want to hop in, welcome to you. But yeah, so Danny, I've seen you on live streams before, and you run that shop, right? That's your shop, right?
I'm not the owner, because I ain't got capital like that. But,
you do the work.
I run the comic side. I run the comic
okay.
side.
So you show up and the guy who owns it's just he's like take care of my baby, and you're like, I'll take care of you.
I've been allowed to pretty much order the comics what I feel appropriate. I mean, I make mistakes like anybody else, both on Kickstarters and DC and Marvel, I mean, Travis knows. Sometimes he'll be like, "Why didn't you tell me?" Or I'm like, "I'm sorry, dude."
But you're the one who recommends to the owner that hey, we should sell this Kickstarter product or this is cool. We should put this out because not a lot of shops do that. I mean, there's a handful that will pick up the that will pick up the retailer tiers, but you guys are known for that. This is you've developed a reputation. It's so much so now that you have your own shop exclusive single issue anthology thing now that's going into its third issue, right?
Yeah, it's coming on our third, and originally it was supposed to be a yearly thing, and then honestly, a lot of
Travis ruined it. Yeah,
no.
It's Halloween and Halloween anthology.
I'm doing Halloween.
But no, it's so honestly, wow. I want to say Travis was the first. Yeah, thank you, Charlie. Charlie's great.
Hi, Charlie.
We love
amazing. Did you guys see their fucking dude? Charlie doesn't even have a fucking podcast. Fucking him and Pat were just like, hey, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this in a couple days, dude. I wish I could fucking get the audience that they got today. Goodness gracious, that was fucking insane.
So much knowledge in that.
Titans of the goddamn industry,
space.
Those guys.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, Danny. Yeah. I got distracted.
Oh no, I was gonna say I think it was Travis's Voodoo Nations 1 that I found, and I can never fully remember it. I just in the ethers of Facebook that there's a retailer tier for this book, and I looked at it, and the main retailer tier was super affordable, but there was a retailer tier over it or under it, however you want to look at it, more expensive. That gave us a store exclusive And the collective had never done one at that point in time because we were like kind of new and everything like that. So we did it. We had a really crazy idea to put all of our heads on it. Travis made it happen within the budget, like super, super, super fast. And that was our first store exclusive. That was the first signing that ever happened in the store. That was the first Kickstarter we ever backed, all in one.
Wow. So Travis is your day one.
Yeah, Travis kind of is. I think that's why we unfortunately have to stick with him, right? Like it's
you're stuck. You're stuck now. You've backed yourself into the corner.
He's putting out great books, though, man. Grand Punk really is a fun book.
You put a ring on it, you idiot.
The thing is, it's all about like the other difference, that worked out really well for that is Luke and I sold it. I'm not even just giving credit to me, but Luke Stone and I both went to the store, did multiple signings, not just one, multiple signings to help bring that. And asked are we profitable there? Okay, we're not there yet. Cool. What's the next one? All right, let's get it. All right, we're in the green. Cool. Like we made sure that we got it. And I think that's the difference. And like I say this to anybody who follows me, that's the secret. Because why Jen King always buys my store exclusive, why other people buy my store retail tiers is because I'm gonna make sure they're sold to at least, to break you even,
And that's funny, Travis says that. We did a panel, and unfortunately we didn't have amazing AV for it. But we did a panel at MegaCon 2 years ago. I believe it was Travis, David Byrne from at the time Scout, and Jonathan Hedrick, all talking about how indie creators can get in comic stores. And I mean, Travis is the collective's in Altamont Springs, Sean. So we're north of Orlando, east of Orlando. Okay. We're
I keep trying to get him by one in Melbourne, so it's a little bit closer.
Yeah, like we're kind of everybody's like, "Oh, I'm from Melbourne." It's like 30 minutes away. I'm like, "No, dude, Melbourne's like one street over on I-4." But yeah, it's like
sure.
No. I'm just kidding. But yeah, Travis needs to get over more often. But we've been really lucky to make this like work. But being able to either come in the store and sign, which I know obviously you can only do with so much travel budget and everything like that. But even if you just promote on Facebook. Or whatever your main social is, Twitter, Instagram, your podcast, like, hey, I'm going to be at the collective next week, or I'm going to be at Famous Faces and Funnies next week. Like that is gold, like that is, or my book is at Famous Faces and Funnies, or my book is there. Like people can order online. People message me that I guess miss Travis's Kickstarter and get it shipped to them sometimes.
That's cool.
That's a say.
So many shops don't ship though. Like even in the realms of like when we were all like really stuck in our houses when things were weird a couple of years ago, right? Like there were still a lot of shops that were like, no, I'm not fucking with that. But then there were also that many another like equivalent side of it, and shops were like, yes, I will ship anything to you wherever you want. Like if you pay for shipping, I'll get it out there, and that kind of changed the way, comics were happening. Right. And also like, contactless delivery or, you'd like, it was like a fucking drug deal, man. Like you fucking like pull up to a corner and they fucking drop the bag on the side. And they're like, you got that. They like check their phone. They're like, all right, you got that PayPal.
Yeah,
they drop they drop that bag and walk away, and you get out of your car and pick up the bag and drive away. It was fucking dope, man. It was like being on the wire.
We were doing roadside pickup, like just like you meet a guy at the sidewalk.
Yeah.
The box.
Worst case scenario, you just use the comics as rolling paper too.
Well, one of the things
I'm Catholic. We have Bibles around for that.
Okay.
It's the thinner paper. The taste it gets a better taste. Less ink, less paper.
Sacrilegious.
It's sacrilegious.
My dealer doesn't accept PayPal.
Yeah, well, that's
I have a question.
I feel like Venmo. Like I think you'd be fine.
Yeah, cash out.
Where is Wendy? Like Chuck. I love it when Chuck and Wendy are both participating in the same live strems. It's better. It's better when Wendy's like when you're interviewing Wendy and you hear Chuck in the background. Just like, that's what we coined that term, background Chuck, right?
He's playing Fortnite in the background.
Do you guys have like offices? Do you have like different spaces in the home front, or you're just like
literally? I'm at the foot of the bed. She's on the bed.
Nice.
They have one room in their house. It's It's all mattresses, kind of like
just mattresses and comics just everywhere.
They all have individual mattresses like the old people in Charlie Jack.
Wow, do you guys live in
They're
my
held up
parents'
by
garage too?
shoeboxes.
Because that's how it is here. Fuck, that's crazy.
It's like I Love Lucy in it. Just Lucy in one bed, Desi in the other.
Oh, dude, you got to get your dealer on the pay. You know what's funny is I have so this is all legal talk, so I can say this. My friend has a legal license and grows legally in Missouri and makes gummies and sells gummies legally. And the other day, my sister and I were like talking to him, and you know, we never have fucking cash anymore. Like I never have fucking cash anymore. My fucking check gets direct deposited, and like anybody who wants my money can get it like PayPal, Venmo, or fuck you, like, you know, technically. and so like, so my buddy, like my sister and I were splitting gummies, and we were like, hey, can we Venmo you? And he goes, fuck you, you can go to the bank. And I was like, God damn it. But it's crazy. I thought about that the other day. Like I never have cash. Like I haven't held cash money in a long time. Like it's just it's weird now. Anyways, like we're here to talk comics, not drugs, but that's fine. Well, actually, comics are
just
drugs.
So you know, I don't do any drugs either. So like,
I don't believe it for a second. By the way,
no, I don't. Never have.
Look at him. Just look at him.
I tried to get him messed up.
This is children.
That's Scraggle.
That's a hell of a drug.
Comics are his drug.
Yeah.
Wow.
The same reason why I don't have a tattoo is, it's every time I think about getting a tattoo.
Have one yet. You're about to get one.
If I get 10K, yeah.
$10,000 more dollars, ladies and gentlemen. First of all of our listeners right now, quit being fucking cowards. Go back. Granite State Punk, Breaking Edge. Whatever you back, throw them an extra $10. You can add money to your pledge. A lot of people don't know that. All right. So just like, what are you going to do with money? You're going to die and take it with you to the grave? No, you're going to fucking spend it on Travis Gibb's Kickstarter right now. And we're going to get him a tattoo. You know what you haven't said though, is where is it going to, oh, your arm. Okay. I was like, man, I was really hoping to get like the fucking monster man on your ass.
Like right on the chest.
The man in the mountain.
We have the most important person in Orange Cone is
he's here.
He's
here. I finally got JG on the fucking show. Burger Bros for life, baby. What's up?
Yeah, what's up, guys?
Look at you and your sexy beard and accent. I fucking love you, dude, so much. Thank you for coming. How you doing?
Glad to be there.
I'm super glad for you to be here, dude. Like you're a very cool person. All of these people, by the way, are cool. Jerome's just better.
Wow,
that's a Canadian fact.
I know. I love all of you. Like for real. Like it's so weird. I never thought like as a podcaster, live streamer, like I talk to you guys a lot. Like not just in a promoting sense. Like we comment on each other's threads and like. And joke around and stuff, and Jerome and I had a series of burger tweets for a while where we were trying to one up each other on burgers that we made.
And actually, I was thinking about it this week, and actually, it's been a while since you posted those burger porn pictures because
I haven't
I'm missing them, man.
You know what's funny? My family, Jerome,
That's
gave me shit about that. They were like
on the net.
They were like, "Oh, Mr. Big Podcaster doesn't have time to cook anymore," and I was like, "Well, yeah, it's true. Sorry, I'm sorry.
Nothing's getting in the way.
I got shit to do, man. I got to make some burgers. I gotta pump some burgers out. Anyways, super happy to have you here. What's up, buddy? How you doing?
I'm doing great.
What's okay? So what's going on? I know. I'm just throwing wrenches in the gears and calling people out.
Right, and we still haven't introduced everybody yet. But all right, continue.
Oh yeah, we have not. Oh fuck, we haven't introduced anybody yet. Technically, all right. Shit,
going off the rails.
Man, see, this is what happens when you don't have
right.
A
this is what happens in your pregame, Blake. You pregame.
Yeah, I know.
This is the tailgate of the show, actually.
All right. Well, no, that's a good point. We got people here. Let's go. We're gonna go around the clock. All right. Next to me on the screen, we got Travis Gibb. Travis Gibb, how you doing tonight, baby? What are you doing? Here? What made you do this? Jesus Christ, man! This is like the third time.
5 minutes in, we find out his fucking name. That's amazing. Blake, why do you not have a fucking award?
Hey,
Yo,
I was runner up for Kansas City Magazine's best local podcast. Maybe
That's
I would have
right.
won if I would have learned to interview or introduce my guests. Fuck, maybe that's what it was.
You ended up asking them to vote for you 35 minutes late. That's what the fuck happened.
What's
They're
funny,
gonna vote for me.
I
It's
never
almost an
asked for
hour
them to
ago,
vote for me at
motherfucker.
all. I didn't know. Anyway.
I'm going to do this for you, okay?
All right, you do it.
I'm Travis Gibb. I am the creator and co-owner, co-publisher of Orange Cone Productions. We have Don Wynn, who's here. I finally can say his last name. I normally say Newton, which is something my wife would correct me, but I remembered today because I can say names. He's done a whole bunch of stuff. We talked about him earlier in the broadcast about an hour ago, something about that. Jerome, I could not do anything without Jerome. He's the letterer and the production manager of Orange Cone Productions. There is nothing in Orange Cone that he does not touch because that is the way it works. And I love the dude. He's one of my best friends in comics. I couldn't do it without him. Danny, one of my favorite people. He even a lot of people complain that he doesn't answer the phones. He answers my phone call. You're just going to call the store. He doesn't.
Yeah.
Do it.
That's the trick.
Travis knows where to find me.
That's the trick. If you call the store, they don't know how to protect him very well. One time, someone was literally going to bring me on a live call to talk to him, and I was like, we were walking, and I was like, I hear him live. Is he live? Yeah. Don't do it now. Like now is not good. It was ridiculous.
So they just let anybody get on the phone with me. They're like, oh, this guy's calling for you. Here you go.
That's how Blake's Buzz Live works. I'm just like, yeah, whatever. Bring him up.
Chuck is one of the people you can thank for Cthulhu Invades Oz. He doesn't get enough credit for this, but the first conversation I had of whether or not it would be a thing was Chuck, and Chuck's excitement is what made it become a thing because I was not set because I knew it was going to take a year of my time, and anybody who gave me a reason to not do that would have been great. Chuck did not do that.
I'm not that supportive.
Because so we've got that, and he's done. He's edited for Expired, and done a little bit on everything. Really, he's looked at various scripts at various stages and gave feedback and stuff like that. He's definitely a part of the team.
And so also just had a great campaign for Belial. That was fun. That was super fun. He was also on my show, and Chuck's experience, like Travis and Don has experienced a clusterfuck a few times now. And
have been walking funny ever since.
Yeah, that's what we got you bow-legged, baby. We get you those backers, but we keep you bow-legged. Keep you. You gotta get that. You gotta sit on that balloon when you sit down. You know, the little O. You gotta plop on that O-ring, baby. It's fine. Right. It's fine. It's good. It's good. Jesus Christ. Sorry. I swear my show's a good idea to come on if you're promoting sometimes. John, letters rule, writers rule. Yes. Jerome and John, like I will say this like all day, like you guys are really great letterers, and I want more people to know that, like, I want more people to know what good lettering looks like without having to suffer through bad lettering. I really wish more reviewers and people would be like, hey, this lettering looks good. I'm not going to lie. It gets tricky. I'm bad about talking about art and lettering. Like I'm good about like, taking apart story mechanics and thinking about flow and thinking about structure. And it takes me a minute to, make art sound cool and make lettering sound cool. But you know what? If I can fucking do it, anybody can do it. Right. And we need to celebrate letterers more and remind them of when the work is good. And both you do really good work. And I appreciate
There's something I can say about that. People keep saying that the good lettering, you don't see it, right? Yeah. You hear that everywhere. When it's bad, you see it, but good lettering, it just flows and you don't see it. But I saw sometime at some point there, what's his name, Lettering Squid, who did the shit show for Adam, and I saw a post about him and said, "Fuck that, good lettering, make it scream, make it scream out of the page."
You know,
So,
and you're not wrong.
that's where I want to go.
The first Granite State Punk, people really talked about it.
Yeah, the way you manipulate
specifically.
lettering in the first Granite State Punk was great.
Yeah, I'm
really
trying
dug
more
that.
and more to go there and make it shout.
Dude, I am
Yeah.
honored to be your second backed book. That is a real honor. Thank you.
Yes, we cross streams like Ghostbusters, baby. It's gonna get
In
weird.
fact, because you did that, I will give you. I'm going to send in Granite State Punk A. For
Yes,
you.
Travis.
1 and 2 for the price of 1. So thank you.
That's his second Kickstarter, Travis. I'm luring him in. I'm sprinkling. I'm sprinkling the cocaine, and he's snorting it up. Like everybody, drop your links. He's ready now. He's vulnerable. Make him.
Yeah. Well, this is the Kickstarter that Daddy hates because he's like, "Where's that retailer, Taylor?"
Dude, it's like every time Travis does these fancy things where he's going to become a big shot, he's like, "Oh yeah, I ain't got nothing for it." No, I'm just kidding. But Travis, you have to give me the amount I'm supposed to back because like I want to give you money.
Yeah, we got to figure it out.
I don't want to be like, guess what? I didn't back Travis's thing. It was awful.
By the way, just sorry, I probably shouldn't do this here, but I'm going to do it anyways. Did you get any response from our book from Wellspring?
No, I still haven't gotten a proof, and I followed up with them on Monday.
Okay,
so I should try to call the office.
Yep, we'll have to call tomorrow. All right, sorry.
No, that's
cool on.
Like I thought they were like the go-to right now. Like
I like them, but they need to. Usually, my proof comes in like 24 to 48 hours.
They answer DMs and emails like Blake's Buzz does. It's just like we'll get to it.
No, I think all of the publishers skipped up people to do New York Comic Con, and I think they're just delayed right now. It's not that I don't think they'll get it done. It's that everything's probably delayed because they're all the people they screwed over to do New York Comic Con.
Well,
those guys.
Exclusive. Like there was exclusive prints, there was exclusive like postcards. I'm sure that you could get an exclusive toothbrush over there. Like it was wild.
Yeah, Impressions was affected by all the hurricanes you guys are having out in Florida.
So I'm sure a lot of people are going to.
Okay, yeah, wind blows, rain rains. Grow up, guys. Fucking make these comics, all right? Let's. What's a hurricane? No, I'm just kidding. I'm being an asshole. No, but how do you guys know each other? Like, how did you guys meet?
I hear by mistake.
What I kind of feel like that's the jam there, right? Like. You're like the Blake's Buzz introductory section of coming together. Like, but I mean, so like, there's so many moving parts here. Like, how did this clusterfuck happen? And by the way, it's not when I say clusterfuck, I mean that in like the best way because it's like the best comic clusterfuck. But you guys are all doing different things at different times. You're in different areas. Some of you are in different fucking countries. Like, how did this happen? Like, where did you guys meet?
I think you mean circle jerk, not clusterfuck.
All right.
I can go through the list. So I hired Jerome to be a colorist. And then I decided not to hire him as a colorist and gave him letter jobs because he gave me a quote for lettering and coloring, and his price was higher than James Sims. So I hired James, but I was like, I do need a letterer. But one of my favorite thing about Jerome about that conversation was, just so you know, because I didn't know anything about Comics Hate or any of that stuff at the time. And he was just like, I don't do hate books. And I was like, well,
yes.
And I didn't know what he was implying at the time. He's like I don't like, I'm willing to go wild in the book, but I just don't do hate. I was like,
yeah.
Well, read the book if you have any problems with what I said. Like, I didn't get what Jerome was trying to say to me. He's like, I just, I don't do certain types of books. Or
I love that though, dude.
I was like, just read the book, Jerome. Like, if you don't like it, like, I don't know.
Because there comes a time in indie comics you're gonna cross into a bad place. Like once you start exploring crowdfunding, once you start exploring indie comics, like you're gonna step in a turd, right? You just happen.
At that point, I was starting up, and I knew Kurt Belcher from other works, and that we did together, and I knew there was something a certain group of people very frustrated about the comic industry, and because I didn't knew a lot of people, I didn't want to be stuck in a bad situation that I didn't want to I didn't knew how to get out of. So I did like it was part of my introductions for a few people back then.
I love that. I love that though.
I don't do that kind of,
like,
that kind
hi,
of
my
books,
name's
so.
Jerome. I would love to letter and or maybe color your comic, but not a hate comic. Like
I know the hell
right now. I just want to let everybody know. No, you're like a vegan. You're like, if you're gonna fucking put meat on my pizza, I'm not gonna eat your fucking pizza, bro. Like, I'm done. I'm done with your pizza. Like, I mean, I want a lettuce burger and a not meat. Like, I want an impossible meat burger or nothing. And but I appreciate that. And I'm glad we've had talks about this. I talked about this on Travis's live stream last week. You know, like, there's weird things going on right now. That actually I'm not really supposed to talk about it. I don't really know. I hate being fucking pressed. I never know what I'm fucking. I asked these people if they wanted me to quote them and they said no, but if it comes up in conversation, yes. So, like, what does that mean? But anyways, like, there are people
bringing it up, so it wouldn't be coming up in conversation.
What to ask you about?
Start.
We'll bring it up. Just tell us what to bring up.
Yeah.
Did you watch last week's live stream over on Travis's Creator Hangout? We're talking about Zoop right now. Okay. Yes, we're talking about Zoop.
Oh man.
Well, thanks for bringing that up, Don. Anyways,
I know one of the Zoop guys. They're not bad guys.
They're not.
What did they do?
They're not. All right. I'm gonna say it. If I get canceled, it's fine.
No, it's in conversation, dude.
It's in conversation now. Zoop right now is promoting and backing a Comicsgate campaign for Six Gun Gorilla, and it's a $10,000 campaign. It's an expensive campaign. I think they're about 50% there. So there's money involved now, like, you know, and they get, as any crowdfunding platform, they're going to get a percentage of that, and so that's real money. And a lot of people I wasn't the only one complaining, by the way, but there are other people complaining, but for some reason they messaged me, and I talked to a couple other people. They didn't message other people. They messaged me, which is like cool. Like, but like, I'm not that fucking
maybe
special,
they wanted
so
you to
whatever.
be cool because you were ranting on the internet.
Yeah.
Like, they were like, hey, let's not bring it up on, like, let's say a live stream that you're doing. Maybe that's what they were going for, but continue.
That might have been it. But they did tell me, and he said, they said, hey, yes, we do vet our campaigns. We missed this one. We have a lot to learn. This is not what we stand for. And so basically they're trying to do better. They didn't really mean for this to happen. What I think happened is that it does, there's other people that other bloggers and people have I like talked to me, and like, there's people that, like, I'm friends with and talk with. They're like, this guy's not a bad guy. And I'm like, okay, maybe he's not, but like, why are you using that fucking hashtag? You use that fucking hashtag, that says something. I'm sorry. Like, it's always going to say something if you use that fucking hashtag. And so I was like, whatever. And so they basically, I think what they did was they saw this comic, and it's a polished comic, and it's got a, you know, they're releasing a collected edition of like all these issues together, and everything's been made and everything's ready to go. Right. It's just being like reorganized and reprinted, and they had a following, and I think they saw that and they were like, yeah. And then as soon as it happened, they were like, boom, hit it with the hashtag, like, boom. And then, but, and they told me not to talk, but like Bleeding Fool covered it. And they were like, ooh, like, hey, these like promoters of Comicsgate are taking a big risk and going to this alternate platform. You know why they're going to an alternate platform is because shit's not funding on Indiegogo right now. If you're not a bigwig over there, like, your stuff's not funded on Indiegogo. Anyways, regardless, they are working to make things better. They did acknowledge that they should have paid more attention to it, and I really appreciated that as a consumer. And there's friends of mine and friends of the show, friends of Blake Buzz, and talented creators that are using Zoop. And I want to tell my listeners, I believe them. don't disengage. Don't cancel your pledges. Like if your friends are on Zoop and they're backing a comic, if you see a cool comic on Zoop, back it. Like please don't ruin these people's campaigns. Like I do think it was just a weird deal, and things get weird sometimes, and I do think that I think it'll be okay. And so like please, I've paid for a handful of Zoop campaigns myself. Please keep doing that. Please don't throw your friends under the bus. That's all I have to say about it.
All right. So next, How I Met Chuck.
Charlie says I should grow a beard out more. Charlie, it took like 2 weeks, dude. If I was to get even to like Blake status, it would take me 5 more weeks.
All right, so for Chuck, I was running Broke Down and Four Dead Bodies at the same time he was running Welcome to the Void, and we started promoting each other and helping each other to grow. We're in the same circles. We just hadn't talked, but it was at that point that we bonded, and then we decided that we're going to tag team this move effort, and we've done that a lot since then.
Yeah.
And then Jerome said I should work with Don. I said, I don't know who this fool is.
Don was a happy accident.
I got accidentally invited.
Yeah. Don is that broken condom that you're happy about.
Yeah,
pretty sure that's what my parents called me.
So
Christmas last year.
Russell Milties invited him to our Cthulhu Invades Oz group, and he sat through the whole thing without having any work. It was just watching.
And he's like, "Am I even in this book?" And I was like, "No, but maybe."
So I thought he invited me because I was like, "Oh, is this like a spin-off of Cthulhu is Hard to Spell? Like, what's happening in this group right now?" And you know, Travis, I think Chuck, you guys were all in the Cthulhu is Hard to Spell book. I was like, "Oh, maybe it's like a side hangout. And we're all gonna go do something later." And nope, it's a completely different project that I just got totally invited. And then I was honored that Travis invited me, and I got to do a story with John Crowther, who is an amazing comic book writer who does a lot of super incredible wrestling comics with just like a bunch of wrestlers that I grew up watching and admiring, like the Bushwhackers, for example. So that was super cool.
Right. I love that team up, and I'm glad it happened. I'm glad that we've even done more. Is this the do drugs shit? Damn it, Chaos. Like, apparently, Blake, that's what you bring.
Dude, I wish I brought it.
Stephen Prince is in that.
Don is hardworking. All right, let's see. Chaos, what's up? Is this the do drugs? It is the do drugs. You know what? I'm gonna say it. It's the do drugs chat. You guys want me to do drugs on air? I'm not gonna do it. I'm just kidding.
He's trying to get you.
You know what's funny is the last time I did that, I turned my screen off mid chat and took a hit. And by the way, took a hit. I'm not talking about like shooting a needle in my arm. I took a puff of marijuana and closed my camera out, and everybody freaked out. And it wasn't these guys. It was another group of people. They were like, "Where'd our host go? What happened?" And I was just like, I like took a hit off my pipe during the stream, and I like felt weird. Like I didn't want to do that like live, even though it's like legal here now, and I'm like licensed to smoke weed. Ooh, that I never got to say that before. Like, "Hi, my name's Blake. I run Blake's Buzz, and I'm licensed to smoke weed and read your comics, baby. What's up?" Ooh, that's bad. Like I need to make some business cards. Danny, if that's what my business card said, would you do business with me? That's what I want to know. Or would you be like, fuck this weirdo and his B sunglasses, and how did I even get here?
All the comics you have to sell have to cost $420. That's like you're $420.
What he's asking is, you haven't done those where you interviewed the creators anymore on Wednesday. He would like that job for the client.
You know what's funny, Blake? Last night I was doing my interview, and I kept shutting off my camera when my guest was going on this long tirade about her book. And someone messaged me, and he's like, "Are you over there getting high?" And I was like, No. I didn't eat my dinner, so I didn't want everyone to watch me eat my fucking McDonald's.
You're shoveling noodles in your mouth. You're like, "Oh, yes.
I'm fucking
carbs,
throwing back McNuggets." And he's like, "Are you getting high over there?" I was like, No, sadly not. I'm just eating McNuggets.
But Chuck is like me though. Like Chuck, I've heard Chuck say live that he's like eating a gummy. That's when I felt like okay, being like, oh, I can say this because like Chuck did it.
You felt seen.
It was
So
like
this is your fault, Chuck.
it was
This
that
is
old
your
drug
fault.
commercial where it was like anti-weed, but they like open the cigar box and there's a fucking tie off and a syringe and a weed pipe in it, and the kid's like, I learned it from watching you, Dad.
So Blake, Chuck is your
That's how I
standard.
talk to Chuck.
So Chuck is your standard. Chuck says it. It's
That's
cool.
a terrible standard. You're gonna die.
Chuck and my dad are like the same person.
Oh, Chuck says it's fine. So it's
Terrible.
fine.
Except only one of them
Nice.
fucks my mom. Hey, sorry.
Oh.
I had to go there.
Is that true?
Is it Chuck?
It might be. I don't know.
It might be.
Is
Tell
Wendy
Linda I
still,
said hi, by
is
the
Wendy
way.
still in the chat? Do we need to like that's what I'm
Tell
worried.
Linda I said hi.
Do I still get Wendy's comic if I agree to this? Because
Wait, are you
I
saying
really
you're
do
Chuck's
want to read
son?
that.
I'll,
I mean,
I'll
I
send you
could
some of
be.
those comments.
I think I could be. Like we look. We're
It's big beard,
wide.
little beard.
We're wide and bearded.
So I gotta say this to Cass. Spoiler about Breaking Edge. Not everyone knows all the punk terms. They don't know what Breaking Edge means. They don't know that bad things can happen.
I didn't know that either until the other day. So like breaking edge means when you fall off the wagon, right?
Right. So edges, straight edges, no drugs, no alcohol, no sex. And breaking
sex?
edge. It's supposedly if you're like hardcore in punk.
That's
yeah.
hardcore.
I was
Weird,
not
like, how do you go hardcore and not penetrate? Like that's what does that even mean?
So breaking edge is is that. And then how I met Danny, since we're there,
Whoa.
is the story that he told where he backed Voodoo Nations and got the story sorted. We're all full circle now.
We did it.
All right, cool. I'm never gonna get guests on my show again, but it's fine. I'm on TikTok. I'm on TikTok now, so we could bail on all this.
Yeah, you don't need us. You got TikTok now.
We're TikTok
We're
famous.
fine.
Get all that
I got
TikTok
1,000. I got 1,000 views on a video. I did a really cool Spy Family video today. I was like, basically, you know what I feel like comic TikTok is like glorified PowerPoint presentations, and I've really like, I'm good on that though. Like, I can do it. I can make it happen, and it's just like you just like write a review. And then like you put slides up, and then you play the slides while you read your review, and then you post it, and like people like it. You know what's funny though is I got someone. It actually made me feel really good yesterday. Someone was like, because I've been watching horror movies right for the season, and someone was like, oh man, I'm really loving your horror movies. I'm so excited to check these out. And I was like, dude, thank you so much, man. Like, I really I kind of needed that right now, you know, like I'm like kind of burned out. I'm tired. I've been doing a lot of interviews and stuff lately. And I was like, I really appreciate that. Then today he was like, hey, I watched that movie. It kind of fucking sucked. And I was like, shit. Anyways,
They're trying to camp
I
you
still
all
think it
over
was
the
a good
internet.
movie. Different strokes for different folks. It's on Shudder right now.
Well,
It's
you
called
shouldn't have
Watcher.
recommend Jason goes to hell or Jason goes to space.
That's the best one.
Ernest Goes to Camp is not an horror movie.
You guys haven't watched Jason Eats a Rotisserie Chicken before he leaves the grocery store? Like, that's the best Friday the 13th. Oh my God, you guys are distracting me. We got.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're
shit.
the
Okay. Whew, all right. I saw Wendy posted in the chat. I was like, oh no. Yeah, well,
She knows what's up.
is it because Chuck is loud? Because he has to. I still love that. When I interviewed Wendy for their last Kickstarter campaign, and I thought Chuck was going to come on, and it was just Wendy, but the whole time we heard Chuck like in the back. Like, I loved it. I'm fine with it. Like, you can always do that. I'm gonna get some Earth Crisis fans. All right, well, yeah, do that. It's fine. I'm on DC Ultra right now. I can catch up. I got the new subscription. It's drugs. Oh my God, we're getting weird. What's Charlie got to say? All right, not all of us can get fucking 50 viewers when we fucking just decide to talk about shit. But I love Charlie. He was going to come back on the show. He may not now.
I love it when I'm in Twitter Spaces. They keep trying to make me talk, and I refuse. They keep opening up the mic for me, and I'm like, nope.
Dude, the last Twitter Spaces I was in, I was like sitting there and I was I was just listening, and then they all called me out. They were like, "Oh, Blake, do you want to talk?" And I was like, I didn't have anything to talk about. And then they like brought me in. I was like, "Hi, I'm Blake." And then they were like, "Oh man, like the real podcasters in here." And I was like, "No," like I was like, "You're putting me on a weird spot." And then they were like, "Ooh, lead us out." And I had to do like an outro. And like it ended up working, but like it was basically how I run my Kickstarter launch parties, where I just like yelled at people and I was like, "Give them your money and fuck you and get out of here. Go so fuck yourself."
Blake, Chuck needs to go, and I think Danny needs to go too. Danny said he can only stay for a little bit.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you guys.
Right. What do you guys want to shout anything out before you leave?
Chuck, what do you got?
I mean, I got one of the same things as you. The Collective is fucking awesome. Check it out.
Blake?
Hold on. Hold
Yep,
on.
we'll get Blake hooked up. But yeah, we have Tales from the Collective Initiative Halloween special. 4 awesome stories, 4 awesome creative teams. We have a Freak Show universe story by
Pete Risette.
Peter, and then we have
the Bag Brothers, who are coming to the store.
Yes, I can't believe that. I love that Travis hooks me up with artists. We also have LK doing Fangs and Foul. Fangs and Foul
Play.
Fangs and Foul Play. I knew there was a word I was missing. Then we have Chuck with Belial. So like, and Belial is super cool because we got that in the store when Chuck came all the way from Texas for his grand Florida tour. And I've been dying to get more. So like, we're gonna get all of his most recent Belials in. And then the Descent is our store owner, the man who writes my paychecks. His comic book writing debut, and the interior art for that story is done by a customer of ours. So this is the first time we've gotten like the store proper involved in this. So that's really cool.
Yeah, and Freak Show. Freak Show's a big indie zombie hit.
Yeah, we're excited for that because Jonathan's a big friend of the store. He was in our first ever one. I think the one that you have, Blake, the 2021 one.
Yeah.
And we did a store exclusive for his Freak Show night as well. So like, we are super excited to have something in Jonathan's universe, but to be able to bring in Peter, because we've had the ash cans that feature David Galliano. So we've had David Galliano in our store as well. That's Peter's daughter, Emily's cover. So we're really excited for that. She'll be in our store signing those.
Nice. That's awesome.
And that's Chuck's awesome Belial cover.
That's a really good cover.
Yeah,
dude, really good.
That's done by our interior artist, Greg Warrenchak, and our future colorist, Chris Hall.
Future colorist. What do you mean future colorist? You haven't used them yet? Except for this?
So we use them on covers, but the idea is when, not if, a publisher picks up Belial, we'll be most likely making it color. And when we do, Chris Hall's the guy who's coming on board.
There you go. I like it.
Nice.
I like it. So there you go, guys. You can pick up this cool ash can before it gets published. I love LK's holiday cover for
which is Chris Mad, which is insane. Chris Mad.
I met Chris Mad at New York Comic Con, and I don't know how well this is gonna show up here on the thing, but I'm sitting there walking through New York Comic Con, looking at people's booths, trying to find good art, and what do I see sitting on the booth?
What is that?
Cthulhu's Wonderland.
Yes.
So Chris Mad was out there, and then I saw Brink and Fetch, which is also edited by Chuck, I think, and it was cool. It was cool. A lot of books we have in the store were sitting right there at Chris Mad's table at New York Comic Con.
That's awesome.
And then the final cover is the Lost Boys homage, and that's
amazing. I love this.
That one is done by our customer, Ethan Kennett. He's had a book published before. The name of it escapes me for a second, but he's published. But he's been shopping at our store for years, since before I started working there. So we were really happy to get somebody like that close to us working with in the book.
Danny, can you do me a favor?
I can.
Can you give me the hookup so I can work on something for Descent? Because I've worked on all those other books except for Descent. So I do the editing for Fangs. I edited one of the Freak shows. So if I could work on Descent, trifecta this motherfucker, and I'm in.
So Travis, did Heather end up being like the editor?
Yeah, Heather is paid to be the editor. Yes,
she's paid. We don't pay Chuck. We just give him hugs and kisses.
Yeah, but it's where he kisses. That's what's important.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out though. We'll get him on that somehow.
No, for sure. I'm sure Brendan. So I'll admit, we never thought that when Travis and Brendan told me that the plan for the Halloween thing was to have that story, I laughed. I was like, yeah, right. Okay, maybe Halloween 2024. Like everything is always late with him. So the fact that we were able to do it is actually pretty cool, and I'm sure he's got the itch now. And Travis is like a part of our family, so I'm sure he'll provide him
he's
with drugs.
super excited about it. He's never called me for any campaign prior. He's like, hey, is it live yet? Did you get my pages? Those aren't the right pages. How? And Heather found, some editing stuff. There's no way. We had to look at it together.
Yeah, it's that must have been fun working with a first time comic writer there, Travis. I'm sure.
But it was fun. I love Brent. He has a passion for it. He loves the store. It's great.
Yeah. So and again, thanks to Travis for helping put it all together. Jerome does all of our design. I guess like he letters a lot of the stories, but he does all of our cover design, like our interior design, and like on this page.
He's a multifaceted man.
He is talented, dude. He did, I believe. I don't know. Somebody designed that. We might have designed that. I don't know who designed that.
No, that wasn't me. But
okay.
Which one?
The back ad. Did I design? Who designed that? I don't remember. Did I get that?
That was your person. I can't think of her name right now.
We did it. But yeah, so Jerome's unsung hero. Chuck edits everything. Travis put it together, and we got to get Don on a cover for 2023 because I haven't used him again yet.
Don has no problem with it.
Yeah, Don's like, yes, I will do this.
I'm waiting for my cover from Athena the Undying #1 to come stateside. So Jerome, you got to order that comic for me, man.
Which one?
I did a cover for Second Sight Publishing, Athena the Undying.
Oh yeah.
They only did it through Universal though, because they're opening up to Canada. So.
Oh.
Yeah.
Let your friends know. Trying to get as many Canadians on board as possible.
Get them all shipped over to Don. Don's gonna have a warehouse.
Yeah, I would love for Jerome to send me a package instead of me sending him $100 packages. That'd be great. I'd love that.
But Blake, thank you so much for having me on, dude. I appreciate the support, and let me and Travis know, and we'll get you a copy of 2022. I got a couple signed copies, and
yeah, man. Yeah. And hey, Danny, for real, like anything, like if you ever need promotion or you want to hop on a show, man, like let me know. Like you're good people and you're good for indie comics, and I appreciate everything that you do. So like if Blake's Buzz can ever do anything for you, I'm here. Just and I think Chuck already knows that too. Like Chuck,
But I love hearing it every time.
I know. All right, Chuck. I'm yours, Chuck.
Thank you, dude. We're all in this together. So, like you said, it's a crazy group of people, but we all do our part to make it all work. So, thank you, dude. I appreciate it, Blake.
No, yeah. Thanks for hopping on, man. It's good to talk to you.
Talk to you tomorrow, Danny.
Yep.
All right.
Chuck's gonna go too.
I was looking at him. I was like, "What are you gonna do? What are you?"
Yeah, he can't see that you're looking at him. You're wearing glasses and squares, and you're looking at a screen.
The only other thing I'll mention, because of course we are doing the collective. The only other thing that I'm a part of right now is Immortal Era. Issues 1 through 7 is on Kickstarter right now. Check that out. I'm editing that series.
You're editing that? I didn't know that.
Oh, nice.
Yep. Shit.
I wish I wasn't broke right now. Shout out to Edward Davis.
Dude, right? Don, can we talk about being poor? I want to talk about being poor.
I need more commissions.
What happened with this month, man? Like everybody was like, I got a comic book idea. Let's fucking put it on Kickstarter. It's fucking nuts. The next 2 weeks, like the 19th and the 26th, I might have like 10 guests per show. I might have told way too many people they could come on Blake's Buzz. I'm like legit scared to go through my DMs. The next 2 weeks are gonna be clusterfucks. I'm really glad you guys all popped on tonight because it was manageable. The next 2 weeks, like I'm gonna lose followers. People are gonna be like, I can't deal with this shit. Like it's gonna be crazy. I hate telling people no, man. I don't know. Because if you tell people no, like, are they going to ask you again? Like, that's what I'm always scared about. But anyways, whatever. But
yes, because we want to whore out our stuff for sure.
Yeah.
Keep asking.
Chuck is also in Concrete Arcanum, but I didn't want to
That one too. Sorry, yeah, I forgot about that one.
You guys, both of you guys forget that when you're talking. Like, that's like
because anthologies come up out of the blue.
Yeah,
like, they strategize, but like you're doing so many other things. Like when they come up, you're just kind of like, oh, and then they tend to run longer. Like I know a lot of anthologies will run 45 days instead of 30. Just because they want to get the word out.
Yeah, because Breaking Edge, I asked you that last week. Because you do a shorter campaign. Anyways, Chuck, I know you got to go, and I know Wendy's violently in the messages right now. She's not. She's being
I've had to like
all the time.
She's trying to kick me.
She's like throwing stuff. You're like dodging. You're dodging and weaving. Chuck, you're one of my favorite people. I just love you. I just want to, like, someday we're going to meet in person. I'm going to squeeze your fucking face. I'm just going to squeeze you and tell you how much I love you. I'm just going to be like, fucking love you, Chuck. What else, baby, before you leave? Like, anything else you want to shout out? What do you got going on?
You know what, man? I want to shout you out. Thank you so much for having us on here. We appreciate what you do. And I also want to give some mad love to Travis Gibb and Orange Cone. I appreciate you having me on. And I can't wait to be able to talk about the cool shit we got going on next year.
Yeah, I can't either. And we're not that far away. We got 2 more months until next year. Like, it's about to be next year. It's about to be a whole new level of weird shit.
Absolutely. So thank you guys. I appreciate you.
Always good to talk to you, Chuck.
Hi, Chuck.
My name is Chuck, and I give a fuck. Peace out.
Oh man, wow! Like this was cool. Like it was funny when we started tonight. I was planning on just talking to Travis. Like I was like, but I also knew I could vibe with Travis because we've the first time. I don't know if anybody, new listeners or old listeners, the first time I talked to Travis was on my year-end show last year, and he hopped in. Him and Marcuson Nasso like co-hosted with me all night, like hung out with me for 3 hours, and it was like I still couldn't believe that happened. And that was like we had a great time. Like it was fun, and we talked about comics and had a good time. And what was that? What was the Kickstarter, Travis? Do you remember?
I think it was. Didn't you do it? Did you do it at Christmas?
Oh, what was it? Was it
Holiday Spirits? Or Granite State Punk, because
it wasn't Granite State Punk wasn't out yet, so that was later. So yeah, it must have been Holiday Spirits. But yeah, we just like randomly hung out and like every night. Marcuson was hanging out because Marcuson knew he was my #1 pick of the year, and so like he was hanging out, till the end of the show. And Travis was like, I don't have anything to do, I'll hang out. And so every few picks, I would like remind Travis, and I would be like, oh yeah, and Travis has this Kickstarter out, and so I was like, anyway, so yeah, he put up with my bullshit. I was so nervous. Oh man, that was like a weird. I'm re-nervous now because we're in October, and I'm already like starting to think about the year and shit. I'm like, fuck. And because all the comics of last year are still going, and they're also my favorites of this year. I can't have the same picks. I gotta like switch it up, and I gotta lie. Apparently, I don't know what to do. Anyways, fuck, it's crazy.
You'll like new things.
Yeah, I'll figure something out. Jerome will put me on the back cover of Holiday Spirits Volume 2. It'll be good. I'll give you guys a new pull quote. We'll figure that. We'll figure it out. But yeah. Anyways, and I don't know, viewers, if you don't know, my first ever pull, like, I've been very lucky to get a handful of other pull quotes since this happened. But Jerome and Travis were my first pull quotes. They put me on. Like not just on a Kickstarter page, like they fucking printed my quote on the back. One. Yeah, they were my first pull quote. Like my first pull quote is an Orange Cone production anthology, man. It's fucking crazy. So like, I'm forever indebted to these guys. Like I got to make them cheeseburgers. Like anytime when they're hungry, they're like, Blake, make me a cheeseburger. And I'm like, yes, I'm sorry. And I got to flip the burgers, man. But I'm cool with it.
Oh, that'd be so much fun.
To cook a burger for me? Yeah, that's the idea of fun. Let's do it.
Cooking burgers is a good time, Don.
Oh yeah.
Danny's gone now, but we should do something. A signing at the collective. And Blake should do burgers.
Right.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
like
tailgating. If that was
Blake,
a deal,
somehow find a way to come to
MegaCon.
MegaCon's going to be
come come to Florida. Bring a flat top grill. We'll put you outside of the comic book store. You just make burgers. Jerome will come down from Canada.
Jerome is coming down from Canada for MegaCon.
It's happening.
Are we going to MegaCon?
Yeah.
So I need to apply to MegaCon as well.
Oh, you should definitely apply for MegaCon. It's going to be off the chain.
Are you already not doing a panel there? Like, I thought you were. I swear to God, you do a panel at every fucking con that gets announced. You're like, you're everywhere. Yes.
No, MegaCon's going to be fine. The other thing, so the 10 grand gives me a little bit of wiggle room too, not even just for the tattoo, to get Patrick down too. We want to get Patrick down for Granite State Pub.
Where's he live?
Above California. What's that? Washington, Oregon. So whatever.
Washington, Oregon, Pacific Northwest.
Yeah. I don't know what's up there. Like,
so he is in the States.
The bottom hates Mexicans, and the top just kind of hangs out. Like, I don't know how it works.
Yeah, the bottom hates Mexicans. The top is cold. That's
right.
Yeah, somewhere in between racism and cold.
Right. I don't know.
There's an in-between spot that is super racist. I'm not even gonna lie about that.
From what I understand from Stephen Prince, in California, the LA area, him and Charlie Stigney, they just get Kardashians to bring them money every morning. So they can
is that how their campaigns are being funded? That's amazing.
Right. That's how they get that's how Charlie gets those big numbers. Kardashian.
Oh, okay. Kardashian.
Shout out to Stephen Prince though. Like his Kickstarter and you should fucking give it money because it's awesome. And he's got a really great trade and a really great hardcover if you can pony up to the hardcover. But you get a 10-page bonus story and all the Monster Matador that's been made over the last 15 years. I love that. I love that man. He's on the latest episode of Blake's Buzz is an interview.
No, I'm on the latest episode. It's happening right now.
Well, this is the podcast, the latest Blake's Buzz podcast. All right, there's Blake's Buzz and there's Blake's Buzz Live. I come in multitudes.
Wait, I'm not
Travis.
invited.
I'm
to
everywhere.
Podcast?
I don't think you have been on my podcast. You've only been on the live shows.
Wait, so is the podcast like an upper echelon and I just haven't made it yet?
It's just a whatever. The podcast gets booked out faster. The live stream is where I have multiple guests so I can get more people on.
Wait, this is live?
Yeah.
Yes.
Shut up, Jerome. Make me a fucking cheeseburger.
I have so many more questions about this. So the podcast is where you keep so who would be a podcast material versus us slums here?
Any of you, I would put you on my podcast. Podcast is for people I really like. I like or Mark Russell. Mark Russell was my last big hotshot podcast deal.
That's a good get.
And then the next week, let's spoil some shit. All right, so next week, this week with Stephen Prince. Next week is I'm doing a forum with John Lees, Rich Duick, Joe Mulvey, and
nice.
Alex Cormack. And then my Halloween episode is with Cullen Bunn.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, hopefully.
Can you ask him off the air to reply to my? He replies to my. But there's so
many people are asking me that. They're like, "Oh, I'm going to try and get on his imprint at Source Point Press." I'm like, I have nothing to do with this.
Has nothing to do with any of that. He's supposed to write the Crocodile for Cthulhu Mids Wonderland. He's agreed to it.
Oh shit, that's sick.
But he hasn't agreed to it.
Well, he's all right. So I mean, fuck it. He's not gonna watch.
Was that a spoiler?
So this is how I got. All right, this is supposed to be my Patreon newsletter material, but we'll let it fly. Let's get weird. So my Halloween special. My buddy Derek, who did a really great indie podcast, and his dad died recently, and his podcast fell off because not just because of his dad died, but he took a break because of that. But then people had kids, and his podcast kind of fell off, and he's hilarious and he's funny, and we talk, and I was like, hey man, we were both joking around about Pumpkinhead, and I was like, dude, it started. I was like, me and you me and you, let's watch all the Pumpkinhead movies. Let's do a podcast where we let's read Cullen Bunn's Pumpkinhead miniseries from Dynamite. Let's talk about how fucking shitty the last 2 fucking Pumpkinhead movies are, and we'll do this Pumpkinhead Halloween special." And he was like, "Yes." And then the scout writer JM who wrote Swamp Dogs, he hit me up and he was like, "Hey man, like I really want to come back on your show, and I don't have much going on. Like, do you want to like talk horror movies?" And I was like, "Hey man, like we're kind of thinking about doing this Pumpkinhead show." And he was like, "Oh yeah, let's talk Pumpkinhead." And I was like, "All right, cool." So like me and this other podcaster and the scout writer, we're going to talk Pumpkinhead. The artist of the Dynamite Pumpkinhead comic sees us talking about this online. He's like, "Oh my God, I want to come on and talk Pumpkinhead." And I was like, "Okay, like fuck it, let's party." He was like, "Oh my God, like let's get Cullen on there." And I was like, "Okay, yeah, let's get Cullen on there. That's a great idea." And he's like, "No, I'll message him. Like, we'll make this happen." And I was like, "Okay, man." And so like he's like, "Hey man, he like DMs me. He's like, "Here's Cullen's email. Cullen asked me to have you email him to." It's like I said, this fucking thing turned into like, let's fucking get stupid lit and watch Pumpkinhead movies. And now I have like a scout writer, a fucking indie artist, and fucking Cullen Bunn are gonna be on my fucking Halloween episode. And
Nice.
so that just kept escalating. And then Cullen did say, he was like, "Hey, I would love to talk Pumpkinhead, but like I have all these new comics coming out. Like, can we?" And I was like, "Cullen, we can talk about whatever the fuck you want to talk. If you come on Blake's Buzz, we will talk about anything you want to talk about. I swear to God." And he was like, "Yep, cool, done." And so yeah, and so that's the Halloween episode. And you could have paid $4 to subscribe to my newsletter I haven't written yet, or watch this tonight, and now you know.
Am I on the tier where I would have got that newsletter because I'd like to see it again in print?
Yes, you will get it again. And you and I also I am lacking on the newsletter, but I did release the Patreon podcast, which I was really insecure about. And I was like, oh my God, I was like traumatized about it. I like recorded it, I edited it really hard, like I cut out like my breathing and and like really like hit the audio hard. And I was like, people are gonna cancel me. Like they're like, "I didn't fucking pay $5 for this." And I was like, and I sent it to a couple people, and they were like, "Blake, you need to have faith in yourself." And I was like, "Well, I don't know how to do that." But anyways, so the Patreon podcast, I don't think sucks. It's out. I will get the newsletter out soon. I promise. Please don't leave me. I'll do better. I promise I'll do better. But yeah, anyways, so yeah, I'm it's been a really exciting it's been an exciting and stressful October. Like I interviewed novelists. I interviewed V. Castro, who's writing a new Aliens novel. Vasquez.
Castro, like from Cuba?
Yeah. Well, she lives she lives in the UK, but she used to live in Texas. But she wrote this like really cool Queen of the Cicadas novel, which is like a Hispanic cultural Bloody Mary. And we talked about that, and she's got the new Aliens novel coming out from Titan. And so I interviewed this novelist, and then yeah, I have this like huge like forum, horror forum with Rich and everybody coming out next. So it's been a really exciting October month, and yeah, I'm trying to bring the spooky and regardless, yeah. So, but also like we do these live shows in between everything, because you know, like why stop working, right? You know, like keep hustling, keep doing shit, and these fucking like titans of the indie industry like still want to keep talking to me. It's crazy. Like fucking Travis is fucking everywhere. Fucking Jerome is a master letterer. Fucking Don is.
You know, he works with other people, and it offends me. Can we address that here?
Let's do it.
He doesn't even tell me. He just does it.
Like with the new zombie, the new Red 5, right? Your buddy,
Red 5, yeah, with Etienne.
Yeah.
No, Etienne was with Avocator. I feel that was just
because I have to get that review out by next week too. Like
I knew Etienne way before you, so.
I have the second issue. Retro. He sent me the second issue of that, and I haven't even made the first review yet. And now I'm fucking making video reviews on TikTok. Like, what the fuck did I like? what did I do? Why did I do this to myself? I love it. I do it to myself because I love it. But so I still have to write his review. But who else are you working with? Who else are you cheating on Travis with?
Yeah, who else are you cheating on me with, Jerome?
I swagger jacked him.
Yeah, well, actually, Travis, you hooked me up with Jonathan. I did a couple of books with him.
Hedrick?
Yeah.
What are you doing with Hedrick?
Capable, and I did the.
Oh, that's right, you did Capable.
Caffeine at the Darts. The book about coffee that went.
I still can't believe Capable. He had to hustle like he did for Capable. That's like he's so like people know his name. And people have backed 4 issues of that. Like, how do you fucking have 4 issues like fun, like really successfully, and then the 5th issue they made him wait until fucking the last 24 hours. He funded the last 24 hours. That was nuts. Kickstarter is so weird right now. Like, some people are funding like fucking day one out of nowhere, and then other people are fucking like having to do fucking bake sales at their fucking kids' grade school to fucking get their shit to fund. Like, it makes no like it's so weird right now. It's fucking crazy.
Sean got for another glass of bourbon.
Jerome's like, I don't care. They paid me. I lettered that shit.
Sean, you had that bourbon, and it's Tales of the Collective Halloween special. If you want to look it up, you asked that earlier.
The thing is, the real thing is that once Travis is going to be hired by Marvel to write Daredevil or Spider-Man or whatever, he's going to forget about me. So I'll be I'll be crawling in the dust behind. So I need to cover my bases somehow.
That's not true. I'll let Orange Cone have other people's work.
Yeah, see that's what it is.
Hey, Sean, thank you for sticking out, and also thank you for backing Granite State Punk. Like, this is crazy. Like, it's very, like a lot of people tell me like, oh, cool, Blake, you talked about this comic, it was neat. Very rarely do I get, as much as I talk about Kickstarters, it's very, I guess I probably shouldn't tell you guys this because you won't come on my show anymore, but it's very rare where they're like, oh, Blake, I backed my first Kickstarter, and it's because you talked about it, and that's what, and Sean did that. And so anyways, you and John,
you
Travis,
won't be missed out, man. You won't miss out.
No, you won't. Like, Granite State Punk is fucking is legit, like, solid witchcraft with excellent art and
punk rock. He seems to like rock. Like,
yeah, he likes punk rock and metal, and so like it's good.
Wait, were you even able to pitch Granite State Punk yet?
I have not done that yet.
No, we haven't talked about Granite State Punk at all.
An hour and a half in.
I'm the worst. I'm the worst ever.
But it's fine. It's fine. I'm catching Pokemon now. I don't know if you can see that. There's some Pokemon outside. I just want to make sure I catch them all.
See, he's catching Pokemon, and I'm working.
Here we go. All right, let's pitch it. Thanks for hanging out for an hour and a half, ladies and gentlemen. This is Travis's show. This was Travis's time.
You want to refresh that? Because we got more.
You think I'd know? I've been doing this for like a year and a half. I still suck at it. Fuck. Like, what happened?
So this is Granite State Punk. This is what is this, Jerome? Is this 14 or 15 published book for us?
It's your 15th Kickstarter, I think.
That's more than that.
It's our 16th
Kickstarter.
But so it's our 15th book. It's our 15th book. There's more than that, but it's our. So one of those Kickstarters is a fail because I hit the button wrong. It wasn't supposed to launch. That is that is like second broke down.
That's really? Only failed because
it only failed because I launched it before it was supposed to. So this is our 15th Kickstarter. We have fulfilled all of them within a reasonable amount of time. You notice my avatar in Swamp Thing crossed with the Misfits. Oh yeah. No, I saw it.
Yeah.
What the hell? Refresh again. Refresh that page.
Me refresh?
You refresh because you got misinformation there. All right. So scroll down now and you'll see cool stuff.
All right.
All right. So right there, there's more books. There's 9 books that were given away right at the top.
Oh yeah, you're always really good about that. You're really good about working with other Kickstarters and getting bonus digital for both digital and physical backers. Like even if you back physically, you'll still get these bonus books. If you only back digitally, you still get these bonus books. I think that's so cool, by the way, that you bring other campaigns into your success. I think a lot of people wouldn't have to fuck with that, but you do that. One of the reasons why I think you're a neat person.
Yeah, I hope it helps. I hope you read one of these other books and you'll like it and you'll want to back it, and you'll when it comes around the next time you'll back it because you get the physical. That's my hope, right?
Yeah. And
I also open up my stuff if you're a creator and you're watching this, and if there's something I can help you with.
Yeah, you'll throw your stuff on there too. I've found numerous Kickstarters. I told Stephen Prince that the way I found Monster Matador was from a bonus digital pledge from a random thing I backed. So
yeah, no,
it's real. It works. The cross promotion Kickstarter phenomenon, whether you're doing prints or picks or digital issues, like it's a good way to bring the community together and a good way to get more eyes on stuff. So
you're gonna get that free print right there, which is pretty cool.
Yep.
Which is done by the Voodoo Nations artist. You're gonna get that free magnet right there. If we get up to $500 more, we're gonna get the free punk rock pin, that's the cover from issue the Scout book, which is cool. So you're gonna get that, which is pretty cool.
When does the Scout? When does the Scout?
March, between March and April is when it's gonna be.
Okay.
That's one of the other things, Jerome. Is that what you're working on, Jerome? What are you working on? Jerome's working on
Granite State Punk. Yeah.
Hell's yeah, he's working on Granite State Punk. So what Granite State Punk is? It's first I'm going to tell you, because we're on Blake's Buzz and this is an Orange Co night. Let me tell you the personal reason of what happened. My grandmother died. I was allowed to make a book any way I wanted. And I decided to write this book. Much like many things, Jerome was like, "What the hell is this? This is not on our list." My grandmother died and left me some money, and I wanted to make a book like that. I wanted to tell a story. So the original story of this book was a guy goes to this lady's house. He knocks on her door and says, "Hey, I used to live here and I have a time capsule buried in your backyard. Can I unbury it?" And he starts digging and he finds a graveyard of boats. He goes in and finds out the lady's a serial killer. It was going to be a whole thing. When I started writing it, I started setting it in my own hometown, and then I started adding things that I cared about about New Hampshire, and then getting angry and writing in fourth person, which I'd never done before. And I started making what would become Granite State Punk. Like my original plot threw out the window, and I added the witches, and I added Zeke, who was a punk rocker. I added all these really cool elements to the book. And the other cool thing about it is I got to hire whoever I wanted. So because I could afford it for the first time. When you hire someone, you hire what you can afford. I'm not trying to be crappy to anybody. I've worked with amazing artists, but you hire what's in your budget. That's just the reality. So I could hire Patrick, who I really wanted to work with. I loved his work on Discordia, and I knew that if I wrote something, I could get work that not better but different. Like Discordia is very, very dark. I felt like if he could lighten that stuff up, it'd be really good. And so he has a slightly different style for Granite State Punk, and he killed it. We just got the last colored page today. That's why Jerome's working on it, which is pretty cool. And it's very cool. So the story's about this guy named Zeke goes and finds out he's connected to a coven of witches that's connected to the old man in the mountain, which is a face that is on all the landmarks of everything in New Hampshire. It fell off. We deal with the whole history of what that came from. Really delve into New Hampshire law, like make fun of some of the state laws, make some of the state rules. Like their state motto is live free or die. If you can't make fun of that, like I love it. Very punk rock, but it's also hilarious. Because like New Hampshire, one of their biggest secrets, they don't want anybody to live there. So they tax a lot. They do everything to make sure that we don't lose any trees. We want to keep as few people in New Hampshire as possible. And then they have a lot of drug problems. They have a lot of alcohol problems. So I tied it into very personal stuff. Zeke is me on a lot of levels. Like I grew up in a very drug and alcohol family. It's a reflection of my frustration of living up in that world. And I show that in issue 1, show that again in issue 2, and kind of talk about what I love about the state and what I don't. In fact, I was planning when my dad died. I never wanted to go back to New Hampshire again. But then when my son was born, I just looked at my son. I was like, I can't not teach you where I came from. So I have to go back. So I have to. It's kind of therapeutic, to do this book. And this book is never sponsored. People always ask me, all right, so it was a one shot. How many issues is it now? Is it 3? Is it 4? It's never ending. Sean, you're fine. I'm drinking a Fat Tire right now. Well, I drank it. I need to get up and get another one. But I want to deal with. I want to make this book forever. This book means so much to me. That's why I'm willing to get it tattooed on my skin.
But you didn't know initially, right, that you were going to get to do this.
I didn't even know I was going to write this book. Like this wasn't what I was going to write. Like it just came from my heart, because when I write it, even though my grandmother would hate it because of all the foul language I wrote, it's really for my family. Like, this is what I dealt with, and I'm still processing it. But I love you, like, because there's a hatred for New Hampshire and the stuff like I'm dealing with. And then the beauty of the cities and the stuff that I love is also in there in a reflection, So. Yeah.
And you also went back recently for a con.
I did. I went to Granite State Con to sell it. It sold really, really well. In fact, a lot of people were like, oh, this is our worst con. Like, I never make any money here, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like,
you're like, the fucking dollar bills are falling out of your pockets while you're like folding up your table.
Yeah. I like, Jack Holder. So, like, the secret to making money is Cthulhu and making it in the state that you're in. Yes. I should have made Florida Man before it came out. Like, that should have been me. I fucked up.
Dude, but fuck that now. If you launched a Florida Man Kickstarter, I'd back that so hard. Like, the next Travis Gibb horror genre is Florida Man. I'd back that.
Jerome, should we announce our next horror? No, we're not going to do that. We're not.
What? We've
got a super secret project next year. We can't even tell you. I'm not even going to tell you what it's about. But we are going to blow up the horror genre. Next year, when you're talking to me about this town, you're going to be like, what the fuck did you do to Kickstarter?
You better be prepared, man. Like,
I'm not kidding. We are going to break Kickstarter. We are going to piss people off. Not ready. It's going to be amazing.
That's exciting. That just sounds exciting.
Damn it. Now I got to get my Cthulhu Boobs comic out for you guys.
Cthulhu Boobs?
Cthulhu Boobs, yeah. It's like Cthulhu, but it's made of boobs.
Well, speaking of that, like, Travis, you follow a lot of trends on Kickstarter and you do a lot, but you haven't done any sexy covers for any of your comics.
Correct. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it. And I don't. Here's the other thing. I really want people to read my stuff and love it.
Yeah,
and always stare at titties. In my mind, if I did one, even if it was the best book I did, I'd be like, they just bought it for the titty covers, and I'm sure it's written better, which is crazy because like Charlie has done some titty books.
Pat Shand.
Oh, he's the third. He's got the third. We got Sean's third Kickstarter already in line. Don, you got a backer, baby. Get it out.
Nice.
We should do Cthulhu Does Dallas.
Oh my god, that'd be amazing.
Holy shit!
I think Jerome wins the night.
I'm gonna work on a pitch. I'm gonna take 2 weeks off of Blake's Buzz. I'm gonna give you guys a pitch for Cthulhu Does Dallas.
Hey, I just wanted to tell you, Travis, I really loved reading Grand State Punk because I know you had opened up the floor to do covers, and I was gonna drop one, but my schedule just wouldn't allow for it. And it really was a very personal story. Like reading it, you can really tell there's like a certain grit and visceral thing about like how that story is handled, and just how Zeke is and how he's dealing with everything going on in his life. And that issue, it really gets you, man. So I'm excited for you. I'm excited to see what you can do with this, and I hope you hit that $10,000 mark, because really, if any of you guys get a chance to go back to pick up the first Grand State Punk, I think you're gonna love it.
It's amazing the way Travis does tension in that first Grand State Punk. Like all the shit's going on, and his fucking ankle monitor is beeping, right? And then he's got to fucking like fight his girlfriend, and then that line when he's like, the whole time he's like talking shit on this woman, and Travis walks a very fine line where I'm sure like probably a couple people probably messaged him too, like really you said this about women or blah, but like it's not Travis saying it. That's where like, it's the main character saying it, you know, and he's like, oh yeah, like I always thought this woman would suck me dry and leave me for dead, and like, and that kind of vibe. But like the way Zeke talks, and then when the shit finally goes down, and he looks at her and he's like, you know, you fucking broke my heart. I was like, fuck, like that hit so hard. And yeah, the art's great. The magic, the magic effects, the skull and bones in the backyard by the tree. There's, you know, when you first said it, because Travis will tell everybody, he's like, this is the best thing I wrote. And Travis has written some great shit. And so like, it's like, man, but when you read it, you're like, this is really good. It really is next level. It has so many fucking layers. It has so much commentary beyond the horror genre that he's playing around in. But also just like, I love the timelessness of it, the immortality of it, how it like echoes through generations. There's so much happens in that one shot. Like it really does. Like it really does, man. Like you do so much in this one comic, and I'm really glad. I'm so glad Scout picked it up. I'm so glad that you are finding opportunities to like elongate this story because you do. I feel like you say a lot in Granite State Punk, but I also feel like you have a lot more to say, and I'm really glad that, you know, the craziness of your comic career is going to get you there to where you get to say more. And I'm like, for real, man. I know I was on the Comic Book Burrito show and I said something very wrong in a weird way. And that we all joked around about how I hate your comics, but like, I do think you're a really great writer. And not only are you a great writer, you're a fucking champion of indie comics, and you bring people together that normally wouldn't get brought together. I don't know that a lot of people like that aren't in the indie scene would really realize that, even with like the hard work you do with your anthology work and stuff. But you know, you do so much, and you never take credit for it. You really don't. Like you always pass it off, and you're like, well, this person did this and this person did that. And yeah, and that's true. But you also work really hard to bring these people together. And so like to have you do that, and then to also give yourself a space to where like you get to tell this story that's been brewing inside of you, and like begging to come out and begging to unearth itself from this fucking like mass burial ground in your backyard that you never knew was there, right? Like I'm just glad that it gets to happen, and I consider myself lucky that like I've gotten to talk to you a few times and we get to nerd out about comics, whether it's on a live stream or in a Twitter DM or bullshitting around on the internet. And like, and this goes for all of you. Same with Jerome. Like Jerome, you're so talented, and it's crazy that we get to talk about hamburgers sometimes, cheeseburgers. We've always put cheese on them. I'm sorry I said hamburgers, ladies and gentlemen. Please forgive me. Or Don, like, you know, like Don, we've talked a few times now, and I love your art and I love your comics, and you're the same way, man. Like all you guys are really important in the indie field, and more people need to know that. Like more people need to know like how lucky they are to get to read your motherfucking comic books. Like, that's just my opinion. That's just my, and I know like I'm bad about introducing people and telling people what comics you're writing and creating, but I do recognize talent, and I do recognize good people, and you guys are all talented, really good people making really awesome comics, and it's so exciting that like, you know, publishers are starting to find you. I'm so excited for like more holiday spirits. I'm so excited, you know, Don tours America and does all these fucking panels and stuff at these cons. Like, you know, I can't imagine how stressful that is. You guys have lives. Like you got to do shit, right? Like you're not sitting in a goddamn garage half crocked, like talking to people on the internet. Like you're traveling, and like, and reminding America how like important indie comics is. Like we need you. You're on the front lines. You're in the trenches. Like you guys are in it. You're in the battle.
Here's where I got to correct you, Blake. Don sent me layouts while I was live. Jerome is working on editing. I am playing Pokemon Go. And our professional.
What are we doing with this guy? We're just busting our tail and he's over there playing Pokemon Go.
And I have a script due. I have lots of scripts due. So I should be working on scripts, but you can't really do that and talk at the same
How many
time.
Pokemon so far?
Tonight. I'm so close to level 36 and it's stressing me out. I haven't even played it forever.
That
I want to
sounds stressful.
And my brother really wants me to level, so I don't know. I cut a couple.
If anybody out there hasn't backed Granite State Punk yet, and you're familiar
You're
with what
stupid.
I'm
You're
about to
stupid
say,
and you're wrong, and you need to put your money where your mouth is, you cowards.
if any,
Yeah,
anybody out there,
I'm just like you guys. I play Pokemon Go too.
if anyone out there listening has read Buzzkill by Donny Cates, if you're a Donny Cates fan, I really think you're gonna love this. To me, it's kind of like a mashup between the darker version of Sabrina, which obviously is they made it into a Netflix show, right?
Yeah.
So mash that up with Donny Cates' Buzzkill. Granite State Punk is what you get.
And Travis, you're a big Cates fan too, right?
Oh, I'm a huge Cates fan. I'm sure Cates was semi-influenced on this. It actually, Cates actually was drinking when he wrote Buzzkill and realized that he had a problem. Hopefully, that's not where this is leading because I don't think I have a problem. But who knows? Who knows? There's a lot to unpack in what you said. I appreciate your stuff, what you're saying about the community, but there's a few things that I believe everybody belongs in this community. That's what's great about Kickstarter. And a lot of people put up gates, and I don't like those gates. So that's why I'm so active in the community and letting everyone have a chance of doing stuff and asking people who are good people to do stuff, to get to that next level. Just like when I asked Don, hey, Don, can I get you a cover for Steak? I know that I hope that'll level you up. Can I do that? And I picked Don specifically for that because I wanted to level up for him.
Thank you.
And it's looking in the community, the people who are doing good things and actively trying to, and it's not just about backing. Sure, I want the back. In fact, I hope everybody backs, physical, or I don't care if it's $3, it shows that you're in with me, you're all in. We're going to try to do this together. But I can't do it without my team. I mean, Jerome makes me look good. He's always, he has the best work ethic. I think his wife probably hates me because he doesn't get to see the they probably have never made love since we started working together because he's lettering every night.
So birth control is what you're saying.
Right.
Yeah.
So whatever's going. He took a vacation to Paris, and it was a very stressful week for me. I just got to tell you. I don't even know if it was
actually, it was 2 weeks.
It was 2 weeks. Cthulhu Invades Wonderland. He's like, it's all there in a folder. I don't know how he does it. I just sat there the first week going, what do I do? I know
the whole book was there, ready to print. And
how does this folder go to somebody?
I
And then I sent it to them, and they're like, it's short 4 pages. I was like, I don't understand how a book can be short 4 pages. We make the book. We decide how many pages are in it. You can't tell us it's short. They're like, give us 4 pages. All right. Can you do these pages? When are you gonna
to be fair, I did see a book get released a couple weeks ago that half the lettering was gone out of nowhere. I think everybody heard about that. So
Oh yeah,
that'll never happen.
Shit happens.
We can tell you for our Scout book, we have already made a plan to address that accordingly. We are not sending Scout any pages that aren't lettered. This now, they may be in the wrong order. There may be another situation. They will be lettered.
just flatten your images with the letters on them.
Right. There's no way that they will not be lettered. Full TIFFs only. But no, I appreciate you saying that. Granite State Punk is super personal to me. And you're right. There's a lot of layers to that book. The secret to a Granite State Punk book, I'll tell you the secret, is I think of what I would do for a 4-issue miniseries and write it in an issue. Like okay. I take off that, cut out any stuff and put it in an issue. So I make it but it worked. And I don't think it would work if it wasn't punk rock.
And I can tell it's true. because the script was so long.
That's why Heather's there, rein him in.
Well, see,
I love you, buddy.
I have a different way. I'm not going to say how I work, but I work very differently, and I have to work that way. I did find that professionals work the same way that I work, but I'm not going to say it on air in case somebody else works with Jerome. I don't want to give them the impression that they can work the same way that I work with Jerome.
No, but actually, to be fair, honestly, you told me up front on this one that you're gonna see there's way too much text,
right?
But yeah, I came in prepared.
Yeah, I normally, I write big, and then by the way, this is how the pros do it. I didn't know they write, and then they adjust for the art. They adjust. They write as whatever they can, and then they adjust to the art. And one of the secrets is I was listening. I don't remember the podcast, but they were like, "Here's the secret too. If the art's not great on that page, I had a lot more text." I was like, "Shit," because I do that too. I just don't want to say it. Like if that panel's not great, there's more text.
You're giving away comic book secrets, man.
Right?
But is it hard, Travis, for you?
But,
like, because I know you've written like a few miniseries before too, and like, like to have a one shot that like hits so hard and has so many like emotional notes on top of like all the horror notes too that all these things that you were juggling. Like, was it hard to get that down to one issue, or like no, or like with Jerome and Heather, and like did like your team kind of help you condense elements?
Yeah. Heather edited and cut that down to make it readable. Not because I had tons of jokes, tons of things that was more. In fact, you can read it we have the deluxe edition where we actually have the script, the full script up there.
Oh, like full script before edits.
Before edits, yeah.
Wow.
The deluxe edition has that. We had Heather do that before edits, so we have all that stuff in there. Yep.
That's crazy. What's up, Crudo? Happy to have you in, man. Thanks for popping in.
One of the things that, like, I was trying to get it on multiple levels. I don't know if you noticed, I even break the fourth wall for comic books too. Like
I love that you break the fourth wall.
I love it. Right now, I can feel that you're bored because I really had something to prove. I really wanted to go. I know pacing. I know pacing really well.
Yeah.
like I want to show you I know pacing because I know you're fucking bored right now. I gave you too much exposition right there. Let me give you back in. Like, here's what I'm gonna do.
It was funny, like rereading that again with like how popular like She-Hulk is right now, and like and we know like Deadpool's coming back with Wolverine again and stuff, and like these like iconic pieces of like breaking the fourth wall, and then like and seeing you're not used to seeing that. I feel like there's not a lot of indie comics that do that because it's like they're like, well, the big two did it, so like I can't do that, or like or maybe too intimidated to do that. But you were like, no, fuck you, I'll do that.
I think,
and that worked though. Like it totally worked in the sequence of like the pacing and the narrative and like everything that happens in this one shot. Like you had to, like, after you read it, you're like, you had to break the fourth wall. If you did, like, it wouldn't have worked otherwise, right? Like that the whole structure was based around that.
Yeah, I think in indie comics, I think the only time you see it is when someone's trying to be extra vulgar. So they use the fourth wall to kind of get away with it.
Yeah.
And it's not smart storytelling. I get why you do it, like, because I think that's what they think they like about Deadpool, but it's not the best part of Deadpool. For me, like, Deadpool ruins my comics because I really care about staying in that world. And then Deadpool's like, hey, I'm going to make sure you're not doing it. Like I really want to see what X-Force is doing right now, Deadpool. Shut the fuck up. And he's like, no, look at me.
Just Zach Morris it up. And hi to Manny.
Yeah, timeout. I still would. It's funny. It never clicked until like someone mentioned that to me because I was obsessed with Saved by the Bell. Right, even when like I fell out of comics and before I got back into them, like Saved by the Bell was just a magical entity that like made me happy. And yeah, like when people were like, yeah, like Deadpool is the Zach Morris timeout, and I was like, what the fuck? And then Don Cheadle did it too in a Showtime show that he did. I can't think of the show. That was also a great show, but he would do the same thing. He would be like, timeout, and everybody freezes and he talks, and it really works. It brings you. It's funny because it like jostles you and disorients you. while simultaneously like bringing you into like the narrative in a way that you wouldn't have had before that. And Travis does that in Granite State Punk. So yeah, anyways, like I know I can't, I just want to, I'm always worried that I kiss your guys' asses too much. Like,
No,
and
she kissed
it does, like, I'm always worried, like, if it doesn't feel genuine, but like, I just like, I really do mean it. Like,
yeah, I actually don't think it's enough, if I'm going to be honest.
But you're like, it took us an hour and 54 minutes to get here, you motherfucker.
Yeah. Don's got some great, wait till you see my 12 Days of Christmas Murders that Don's drawing.
Is that for a holiday spirits thing, or is that for something else?
Yeah. Jerome's like, why are you spoiling it? That's right. 12 Days of Christmas Murders. You'll see.
Spoil it. Go
Wait,
ahead.
did Jerome see the cover yet?
He has, yeah.
Okay.
I did.
Is it Jerome or is it me? That's the biggest question.
It's Jerome.
Ah.
Yeah. I had to make a composite of him based on photos from his Facebook.
Yeah, I saw. I saw in the Dropbox. I saw a couple of pictures of me, so I figured, okay,
it's pretty obvious.
Poor
it's because we
Jerome.
love you.
I love that you get murdered first because everyone's too intimidated to murder me, Jerome. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Well, it's not that I'm intimidated. It's just that I wanted to pay homage because it's Jerome's book. This is his baby.
He's got to die first.
Yeah, he's got to be served up first.
You always remember the first and the last, right? The first murder and the last murder are the ones that like hit you hardest in a great horror film. The medium ones like elevate the tension and like maneuver the plot where you need it. But that first and last like horrific murder scenes, like they hang out with you.
Yeah, like the Drew Barrymore and Scream.
Holy shit, Alan!
Oh,
speaking of horror writers, look at me and all these other people.
Yeah, but I do all these great comments, and Alan just kills it every time, like from the start. Like Broke Down, like Hocus Hocus, though Broke Down in 40 Bodies is a better name of a book, hands down. Hocus Hocus is a better book. It's really well written. It's a good book.
No, all you guys make great books.
I ain't saying that that Broke Down's not good. There's some great twists in the end of that movie. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that Alan did a great job.
Was that the first one? Was that the first real Orange Cone title? Was Broke Down?
Yeah.
And you haven't released it. That was 4 issues, right? Now I know I've heard you say a couple times like you keep thinking about coming out with a trade, but
yeah, Jerome keeps going, hey, where's the we have this thing done, and I'm just like, hey, look at this new shiny.
Yeah, but also we've talked about like trades it's so weird with trades on Kickstarter because of the money that they cost, and you have to like release it at the right time, and the audience has to be into it, and all like there's so many elements to release a collection on Kickstarter, right? And it's I can't even think about how much of a headache that is, like, because it's a lot, and you have to get your audience to commit to it, and like we talked about this, Travis, like usually it's you release like bonus pages or like a little bonus story or something, and if you don't have that, then it makes it even harder. So you have to have this like extra content to like entice people into committing to the campaign.
Yeah, it'll be beginning of next year. We'll make sure it's done. That's one of our goals. That's on it. We have a lot of books next year, and ones that I haven't even started yet. And that's not coming. Direct market's really tough for us.
Yeah.
It's killing us. Just having to get the Coins of Judas stuff and all that. Jerome has that in a folder. Like, it's all very new to us, to Orange Cone, to us. But hopefully, we'll figure out a way to master all these things and don't take away from our quality. And if it does, we'll slow down, 100% if we need to. But it's tough because Coins of Judas, like, man, we finished a book. I don't know which one finished faster, Granite State or Holiday or Coins of Judas, because Patrick's really fast and they both did them about a month. It's wild.
Yeah. Wow.
And I need to get on that one as soon as I can as well. And we have another one that's is ready that I need to do as well. That kitty book.
Yeah. No, that's wild. Yeah,
So there's a lot of stuff that's going on.
yeah. Just we have 4 books in the production lettering phase like now, so it means they're done and ready for Jerome.
That's good though. Like I'm glad. Like I'm glad. Like it would bum me out if you were like, you know, well, we're just waiting. We don't know what's gonna happen next year. But instead, you're like, hey, next year's gonna be like we're gonna fucking come hard in 2023.
The craziest thing, and I know Don, I know you have to go, but the craziest thing is, I constantly think that I need to do the next thing. Like there's something wrong with me mentally. Like,
you know what? I'm this close to message her and to tell her to poke you with a stick every time you say I got this ID. Come on,
you tell him to shut up.
Just
like
Batman,
or a
slap
smiley
him, no.
just to buzz you out.
Yeah, no, it's tough. But we did announce, by the way, Jerome. I finally told Don, because I told Jerome a long time ago that we're going to use his cover for issue 4 as one of the variants.
Yeah, I saw
It's gonna be fun. Yeah,
you talked about that. Right?
But he's not not been aware. I kept that from him.
Well, guys, I've kept you 2 hours. Crudo, they got so many books, man. It's fucking crazy. You think they got gorillas in the fucking jungle like you do? Like they just got fucking they got crazy shit up their sleeve, guys. I know Don's got to get out of here. I've kept you all long enough. Jerome, like I'm so glad we finally got to talk. Like it was so nice to you're just a beautiful man. You have a great looking beard. I love your accent. Like just kidding. I'm just like, you know, the next best thing would be like, we're in a kitchen together, just cooking cheeseburgers, laughing, drinking. Maybe one day. Maybe one day.
MegaCon. Come to MegaCon. We can make this happen.
But guys, I like real quick. I know Don's gonna go first, so we'll start with you. Like, anything you want to shout out? How many? Like, what's the next series of cons that you're going to be at? Like, teaching us everything about Kickstarter, indie comics, or any new projects. Like, where do we find you? Where do you keep track of you? What's going on with you, bud?
I am Winning It, which you can see on that little chyron right there. I'm super easy to find. This week I'm going to be at my local store, the Comic Bug, doing DonCon, which is a collection of creators named Don, all indie creators on the West Coast.
That's amazing.
It's going to be Don Walker, who does Agent Wild, Reaper Corps. He does sketch cards for Lady Death and Vampirella. Myself, Don Borgmeyer, who's an up-and-coming comic book creator, who does this comic, Bart Bartson and his dinosaur. It's a fantastic children's comic, but it's so good. And my buddy Don Schmidt, who does Ninja Mom, with a fantastic actress whose name is escaping me right now. I can't figure it, but she's been on a ton of stuff. She's amazing as well. And then after that, I will be doing this thing called the East End Art and Comic Takeover out in Pomona, California. The day after that, I'll be teaching at the Boyle Heights Art Conservatory on comic book character creation and development. And then I got Baltimore Comic Con coming up the 20th through the 30th, so do come by. I got a ton of stuff. And then I guess pre-orders are up for my next Upper Deck set, which I can't do the art drop yet, but it's going to be WandaVision. I got 30 cards on that, so be on the hunt for those sketch cards. And then, we got Holiday Spirits 2 coming up. Retro is currently at the printer. It's at Comic Impression, so unfortunately they got delayed because of trying to fulfill all those New York Comic Con orders, and also because, they're missing half of a roof. So hopefully we'll get to see Retro soon. And then I just got Battle Grapple Rebel in during Rose City Comic Con, so we'll see that. And hi to Manny down there, who I saw at Rose City Comic Con. So it's going to be a busy October. And
it sounds like it. Usually when I tell people, I'm like, hey, like, what's going on? Where to find you? They're like, yeah, find me on Twitter. I got this thing going, and thanks for having me on. And you were like, all right, I got this list of appearances. I have a con named after. Honestly, when you first said DonCon, I thought that's what like you called your signings, which would be like great. You're like, yeah, I'm doing DonCon at the shop this weekend. It's me. But I love that there's like all these awesome Dons of comics. That's amazing. I want you everywhere. Like you're such great people. I always enjoy talking to you. I love your
thanks.
fucking art. You're so fucking talented. And again, like I mentioned to these other guys, like you are such a good voice and persona in the indie community that encourages exploration, encourages to try, right? Like everybody gets mad about, I know we shouldn't talk about this probably, but everybody gets mad when they're like, yeah, make a comic. And you guys get out there and remind us, like, we're not being assholes. We just want you to make comics, and you guys help people do that. And I think it's so cool that you take time out of your busy schedules to do these panels, to do these signings, to do these appearances, and to help people, chase dreams and make cool books. And so, like, dude, the world needs more of you, but I'm glad there's also just the one of you. So, whatever that means, I guess.
Dude, thanks for having us on. Thanks for always being a voice in the community and being positive. But yeah, honestly, I do it, and I feel like Travis does it too, and Jerome. It's just about, we love comics so much. I always hear people going on about how comics are dying. Comics aren't going to die as long as somebody wants to make them, and as long as you are encouraging people to go out there and create them and tell their stories and show their art, it can't die.
Yeah, exactly. I'm in total agreement. Again, Don, thank you so much. I know it's late. Next up, Jerome. Like I've for months and months, I feel like I've just begged this man to come on my show, and he never does. And then sometimes he'll be like, I'm busy, and then he'll comment in the live stream like during the show, and it's just like, man, you're just teasing me. But finally he was here. Goals were met, expectations were appeased. Like the hype was real, ladies and gentlemen. The letterer extraordinaire of Orange Cone Productions, who's got his.
But he does work for other people. I mean, I don't like
in other, he worked other places. I do know his name's on a Red 5 cover, which you will have a review out. I swear to God. It got delayed, so my review got delayed. Like I bought myself some time because of the hurricane. Don, have a good one, bud. Jerome, where do we keep track of you at? Where's a good place to follow you online and all that good stuff?
Well, you can follow me on Twitter at jboy495. You can find me on Facebook and on Instagram. Well, Instagram, I don't post a lot on Instagram lately, but you can find me on Instagram at Jerome Colors and Letters.
Same.
Instagram's
tough.
You can back to Granite State Punk and be on the lookout for Holiday Spirits Volume 2 coming up next.
I am excited about that. I'm very, very excited. The first one paid off great. The one shot that you guys released in around July time was great. I loved the flip cover. It was awesome. Great art, great storytelling, and that's your baby. That's like Travis has told me that many times that he like that you're like your head honcho on that, like your boss man.
Yeah, well, we made a joke about Travis earlier that he's always coming up with new ideas and wants to move on to the other thing. But honestly, I'm a bit like that as well because I get bored easily. So I came up with the Holiday Spirits when we were finishing Cthulhu Invades Oz. I was putting the book together, and it wasn't actually during December or January. So I came up with this idea of an horror anthology for Christmas.
Wow.
That's how it came up. And I contacted a few of the people that I work with that are not Travis. And actually, all of them said yes, and it worked out well.
Speaking of, because that's what I've been doing, and I'm so bad at text. Apparently, I talked to David today, and he still wants in. You know the David who I'm talking about. He wants you to message him tomorrow and see if we still have time.
Okay, we'll see.
He'll get it done. You just got to figure it out.
Okay, I thought you didn't have time for. Okay.
That apparently was my assumption because the artist was a little slow, but he would use a different artist for this. So
Okay.
it was my bad. He had
Cool.
just the day that I was supposed to ask him for you, like, because we do rant about things, and not that we want to fire anybody, we just need to rant sometimes. Things are taking too long. And,
Cool.
It's like a Blake's Buzz intro kind of time frame where we don't have time for this. It took us 2 hours for you to tell us what my fucking Kickstarter was. Like, take your sunglasses off and get real there, bud.
Don't tell Jerome that there's 7 pages of expired done too. He won't be happy. They look great too.
Are we launching this one in 2022?
Maybe.
You got 2 more. You got 2 more months, guys. A lot can happen in 2 months.
Yeah, a lot can happen. That's for sure.
I don't think so.
Yeah, it sure can, Blake. It's real easy to talk about, isn't it?
Let's go wild. Let's go wild.
And last but not least, Mr. Travis Gibb, we made it through a whole time without any no lewd comments, no poopy pop-ins on the screen. I was kind of nervous. I didn't know what was going to happen tonight. Man, this was so fun. Like, thank you for agreeing to do this with me. Thank you for fucking making Granite State Punk, and I'm so glad there's more. Like,
right.
I was the one shot was very like, it was a good meal, right? Like, I ate it, I was full, I was happy. But then to like find out that like I could go back to the restaurant and get another plate, right? Like,
right.
I'm very excited about that. So where do we you're everywhere too. Like, where's the best places to keep track of you? And of course, like, please, ladies and gentlemen, like, Granite State Pump Breaking Edge, like, let's, like, God, he deserves to be in the 10K club. Let's get this motherfucker into the 10K club. Anyways, where do we find you at, baby?
Find me at travisgibb.substack. That's probably the best. I do Facebook, I do Twitter, and you'll see me. But if you want to see more of an intimate look on what we're doing production-wise, how we're doing things, that's probably the best. I do sometimes go a little silly, but for the most part, I'm really just showing off all the awesome art of all these things that we have coming out. And talking about it. We have so many things that we'd like to do. It's a weird season for us. Definitely follow us right now because we have a few books in the direct market. We have a few not in the direct market. So it's really just trying to find all those things. In fact, Jerome, another thing, and actually Blake, looks like we have the diamond code. I'll get it tomorrow.
Cool.
For coins.
I think everybody knows I'm good at running my mouth. I'll blast that shit for you.
Yeah. And I am going to do a creators hangout, but I can come for the first half hour if you promise that I can leave at the first half hour. If you can get me out. I also love that about you, about how you bring other people into your success. When you have a Kickstarter rolling and you're doing well, and I know it helps you too, but you bring all these people, you're like, hey, let's do this. And you bring everybody into the fold and remind everybody and that's your whole deal of your show. Yep. And you like you bring up the campaign pages and you're like, no one's backed it yet. We got to keep doing it. I love how supportive you are of Kickstarter. I love you're just a good voice, and comics needs more of you. Both of you guys are fucking amazing. I'm always excited to talk to both of you, whether it's live on the air or through DMs or on my alt Twitter account, whatever happens. I appreciate you both so much. And Jerome, thank you. I know, like, I'm so glad I got to finally, like, really talk to you, like, for real. You're likewise, awesome. Travis, always a pleasure. Everybody listening, like, thank you for hanging out with us all night. People that backed some of these campaigns, that checked out Granite State Punk, like, thank you. Like, that's so awesome. I'm so glad we can show you, like, cool comics that you can get outside of shops or before shops get them. Whatever the case may be. I love comics. I love talking to creatives,
and I love doing these shows, and I'm just very lucky that I get to do this and that people listen. I always remind people, love more, hate less, read comics. We're going to be here every week. We'll be, hopefully, maybe, I mean, I don't know, maybe like the nukes go off one day and then the cockroaches are all that's left, but I'll leave my login for the cockroaches so that they can like sign in and like take over when hell freezes over and all that shit. If anything, you guys have anything else to say? I'm gonna play the music and we're gonna get the fuck out of here. What sounds good? We done? Everything good?
We can be done.
We can be done. Travis just woke up. It's
Well, the only other thing that I would add, because there's always one more thing to add, is our success for this. This isn't a done deal for Scout. Scout's not guaranteed to pick up issue 2. But it can show them that we do it, raising a lot, getting a lot
over $10,000.
Get over $10,000. I'm just saying.
I would do it. Maybe get it. Yeah. Then maybe Scout will get it. We'll do a metal cover. Listen, cowards, it's a great comic. Give this man your money. He works fucking hard. All right. He's not just sitting in the backdrops playing Pokemon Go. I mean,
I'm not.
But he also makes really awesome comics. And Jerome makes awesome cheeseburgers. And I do too sometimes. But regardless, Jerome's letters are amazing. Granite State Punk is amazing. Breaking Edge, I have too much faith in you. Like Breaking Edge is going to do it. Like Breaking Edge is going to break the edge, and I'm going to be there for it, and I'm excited for it. And so let's do it, ladies and gentlemen. Whether I think most people are gone now, but you're good. I know a handful of people are going to watch this later. Granite State Punk, we got what, 2 days left, 3 days left?
Yeah, we got 64 hours left.
All right, so just over 48 hours left. We can do this. We can, with our powers combined, we can Captain Planet this shit and get him over $10,000. He deserves it. The man works hard.
And let's get a tattoo. Let's tattoo my arm.
Yeah, he'll get a tattoo. And the arm, like I feel like.
What do you want?
A lower back tat.
You want it right above my like.
I really think you should get Zeke's neck tattoo.
The neck tattoo. I feel like what if we really did it right, we should ask Heather where Heather wants the tattoo at, and wherever Heather wants it, that's where it gets.
Holy shit! Hey. This whole time you've been wearing a Ninja Turtles hat. I've been trying to figure it out. I thought it was a dragon. That's so dope. I love the Ninja Turtles. Yeah, 2 hours and 16 minutes in before I knew it.
I'm Ninja Turtled out, baby. I'm coming from the sewer,
dude. We should add temporary tattoos with Zeke's tattoos.
Oh, that'd be great.
Ooh, that would be a good stretch goal. Just throw it out. All right, you want some Tim tattoos, ladies and gentlemen?
We can make it happen.
Something's gonna happen. All right, guys, this was amazing. It was so great talking to both of you. Thank you for fucking wasting your time with me. I so appreciate it. Love more, hate less, read comics, get your fucking cute little butts over to Kickstarter and back Granite State Punk, Breaking Edge, and definitely be ready for more holiday horror with holiday spirits, because I'm excited for it. We'll be back next week. Everybody, take care of yourselves. Read some comics. Thank you for everything you do for me. And both of you, you're wonderful. It's Blake's Buzz